Green Life.
All right, welcome back to another episode of This Korean Life, number 132, featuring, what should I say, Daniel, Mr. Green, Danny boy.
No, it's Dan to everybody.
Dan?
Daniel to my mother and Danny to my sister.
All right,
Dan to everybody.
Dan it is. It's Mr. Green to my wife. We often miscommunicate. Oh, it's Mr. Green, and I'll say, oh, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Mr. Green? It gets quite confusing. But anyways, Dan, welcome. It's been a long time coming. I'm happy to sit down with you.
Great, so it's great to be here. Yeah.
Yeah. How was the ride there last week?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I did a little 4-day bike ride up from left Busan and rode up the East Coast for 4 days.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. With a French guy I met when I was doing the Seoul to Busan last time.
Yep.
So we rode together for a couple of days. He'd just been to Japan. He was sort of cycling around the world.
Okay.
And he'd been to Japan for 3 months, and he came back and suggested we meet up. So we rode up to, one day we went to Gyeongpo, up on the top of the peninsula there. That's very nice.
Yeah.
And round the top, round home we got with the
The big
walking
hand.
out in the sea, and then up through Pohang
Yeah.
to, let's go Hwajin.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
then Hwajin up to Hupo, and then we finished off in Uljan. He's carrying on up.
How many clicks are you doing a day there?
It kind of changed a bit. When we do the Seoul to Busan, I do about 100.
Yeah.
That's very doable, but we took it down a bit because of the weather. First day was about 90 odd. That was tough. And then we kind of got a bit wise after that, and then reduced it a bit. The last couple of days were only like 40 kilometers.
Yeah.
But the weather wasn't. I mean, you say it was really hot. The weather wasn't. It wasn't.
Last week wasn't so bad.
What time are you riding?
That was another.
We didn't get up crazy early. We were getting up about starting at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, wow.
But then taking a good hour or two in the middle of the day. To get some lunch and then just lie under a tree for a couple of hours.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was never unbearable. It's a bit of a hit and miss with the East Coast, because sometimes you never know which way. It's always going to be. You're always going to get a breeze, a wind. But we were into a strong headwind for 2
Nothing
days.
more Actually, the night your girl stayed over, I left early in the morning, and I was heading out west, and just pedaling as hard as I could, and literally just crawling, and it's so frustrating.
What are you riding on?
I'm riding a gravel bike.
What's a gravel bike? Is that like a road bike?
Yeah.
Is that a British term?
No, gravel bikes. It's a bike.
Mountain bike, road bike?
It's kind of it's more closer to a road bike, but it's got slightly thicker tire.
Okay,
And
you're a hybrid.
It's based for going,
Okay.
Well, if you say hybrid, I'd say that means an electric bike, but it's for going on gravel paths. It's a classic.
But
Okay,
not,
I
not
got
a mountain bike tire?
No, it's not that thick.
Thinner
Not
than
that
that.
thick at all. I'm thin, and I'm carrying like one change of clothes and a credit card.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
carrying, he had like 80
Sure,
kilograms
yeah.
of stuff on a big steel frame bike.
Holy shit.
He's got 10 years on me.
Yeah, I've been driving for 10, 15 years now. I've been driving a giant Revel, a large. I didn't realize this. I swear to God, until Friday. It's a large frame, which is not the right size frame for me. I should have a medium frame. This bike's a monster. I've been training on this thing, and I picked up a used bike on Friday night, and it's a medium frame and similar gravel bike, or I call it the hybrid.
Okay.
Oh my God! It's night and day. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm cruising.
What's the difference?
I'm driving easily.
You mean the tires, or you mean the comfort?
The whole experience.
Yeah.
It's night and day. I'm going like an average of 4 or 5 kilometers an hour faster without pushing so hard.
Sure.
And then I think about if you upgraded to a full road bike.
Yeah.
Jesus, these guys are cruising.
Just the thickness of the tire, the amount of
Yeah,
resistance.
as long as you don't hit any rocks and wipe out, then you're not cruising at all. Which is the problem.
I was watching some Tour de France things today, just random in the morning, and the guy was saying how hard it is. It's like 3 weeks of just pushing, And you see those guys get up to like 60 kilometers an hour, and they got like those super light bikes, but it's kind of evil, but nothing makes me laugh harder than one dude falling and like 75 guys just piling in behind him. Oh my God, what a nightmare. Can you imagine like training your whole life or like, oh, this is my year, and one guy hits a rock and you just plow right into him?
I remember wiping out mountain biking, and I remember when guys would come with road bikes and they'd be laughing and going, come on, you guys are too slow. And they'd hit the smallest patch of anything and just...
I felt that yesterday, first time on a thinner tire, not even a full road bike, but you can just feel your ass end go whoop. I'm like, whoop. gotta be a little careful about it.
I'd certainly recommend that the East, if you're doing the Seoul to Busan, yeah. The East Coast, it's nice. It's a
sure.
Nice,
I've
really
done it by
nice
motorcycle. I did it by motorcycle. It was really nice. Yeah. But by bike.
You get stuck in this kind of like copy and paste loop. You go up and around a headland, then get down into a fishing village. Yeah. You go through a little fishing village, up and around a headland. So you're doing a lot of sort of short little climbs up and down. But between like north of Pohang up to Uljin, it's beautiful. Absolutely.
Sure.
What are you riding on? Is it trails or road or?
No, this is road. It's road all the way. There's no trail. There's like they paint a blue line for most of the way. But if you on the sort of East Coast, there's usually the main road and then a secondary road and then the village road.
Right. And which one are you on?
Well, the village road.
Okay.
You're right on the side of the road. Yeah. There's usually nothing there. You do some.
But usually some carefree drivers too on those roads. No.
No. Traffic was never an issue.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do the blue line. There's a blue line you're supposed to follow, which is intermittently sort of marked, and sometimes it takes you down into a village for no reason. Just I think the tourists to go through.
Spend a couple of minutes.
And you've got to climb out the other side, and it's a big steep climb. But you know these fishing villages.
Yeah.
But it was a good 4 days.
Yeah. Do you use? Do you got a little navigation? Like you put your phone on the?
Yeah, my phone's it's a bit dodgy. It's stuck out on a little thing right on the front, and I've got the Kakao map. The Kakao map's got the lining.
But those motorcycle guys, they drive like animals, man, and they got those things. I don't know if they weld them on their bikes or what, but they usually have two. Those phone stands, and I don't understand how they don't.
Things that drive me
how they don't
absolutely
fall
bananas
off.
Here. Some guy driving, smashing on two phones, just swerving through traffic. Because if you hit him, it's you're gonna get your insurance is gonna ding you, not
the East Coast roads. Keep the C on your right. You're not gonna go too far wrong, you know.
Yeah. Oh, very nice, very nice. We'll get back into biking after, but. Let's start here. You're the big cheese at the Hyundai Foreign School.
The challenge is I call myself principal. Even though I'm British, I don't say head teacher.
Mr. Kim's listening and just wringing his hands like, don't.
My title is principal.
The principal at Hyundai Foreign School. Yep. I was very thankful to get the invite to the grand opening of the new school. It's beautiful, man. Yeah. It's beautiful. You guys did a really good job on there. We used to do Playland, and it just looked like the place was gonna. the next typhoon was just gonna blow the roof off. But you guys, it's a completely different space.
Yeah.
And it had been unused for so long. I mean, we only used Playland once a month, and 20% of the building.
Yeah.
So it's so great now to see it actually being used.
They invested a chunk of money in renovating it up for us.
The classrooms are gorgeous, man. Yeah. That's they're spacious. You got, I don't know, the classrooms I grew up in was just like 30 desks, a bookshelf, teacher's desk, and a chalkboard. You guys got TVs the size of.
It's a well-resourced space, and the design process was done very nicely.
Yeah,
they chose the subcontractor that had done one of the little. Korean nurseries right close to there that we went to visit, and I looked. We've got some input into the design of it as well.
Cool. What does that compare to other international schools of similar, whatever size, scope, budget?
In terms of facilities?
Yeah, the makeup of it. Because my wife's in public school, and I mean those things are like 10 years ahead of her classrooms.
Yeah, you compare it to. Well, there's different. You compare it to the schools in Busan.
Sure. Yeah.
ISB was built. Their latest building was built 15 years ago, and they've done a lot of work recently to revamp it. It was they upgrade as they go.
They add a new wing every quarter.
But not even adding a wing. I just mean like the actual makeup of the classrooms and.
When it first opened, because that was in sort of a joint partnership with the council, and when they first built it, I think it was quite Korean school looking.
Okay.
They've done a lot of work recently to make it look.
Yeah.
You ever get the chance to go down to Jeju and visit the international schools there? They're out of this world.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable.
Sure.
Practically Mole's got its own ice skating ring.
Well, yeah, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah, these places are absolutely incredible.
Top notch.
How many students, just for reference, at Brankswell?
I don't know. There'll be 1,000 maybe.
Wow,
Christ.
so big.
Yeah, but I think they pay.
Those schools
pay.
are 2-form entry from kindergarten.
I think of the college. They built that new building at the college 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They've changed the desks 4 times.
Huh.
They're brand new desks. Ship them out, new one. And each one is worse than the last one. They're going backwards in time with the setup of the classrooms, and I find a lot of them have. Like I just not a fan of this big monster TV that you can't move around. I mean, like a portable, it's on a stand or something. Give me a whiteboard and just a projector. Man, I get some of them can be useful, but some of those TVs, you just want to get them out of the way so you can function faster. There's too many.
It depends on what you're teaching and who you're teaching about. Cool. How does one become principal of the foreign school?
I give you the potted history of my time in Korea.
Did you win an arm wrestle with Mr. Kim? What was the?
No, the school's been around since 1982. It's 40 years old. It's there and it serves the expat. Traditionally, through its history, it served the expat community in the Donggo area, the shipbuilding expat community there. That's changing a little bit over time. It's becoming less dependent on Hyundai and the shipyard, but we still are. I arrived in 2006 when the school was used to be on the old Foreigners Compound. Did you visit,
of course,
the Foreigners
yes.
Compound back in the day?
Lots of great events there.
Yeah, that was a great place to be. And when I first arrived, a single guy, I was just traveling around the world, and I stayed there.
Was that your first job here?
That's the only job really I've had in Korea. I've been at Hyundai Foreign School. I had 2.5 years out in the middle.
In the back,
That's my only job. That's my only job I've had in Korea. I've only lived and worked there, and I became deputy head quite quickly after I arrived, and then they went through a few principals when the Mr. died. Hugh. You met Hugh. He was there on the. This guy, you should have Hugh on the podcast because he's been.
He was the former principal.
He was the principal when I arrived. There was a few principals and a few short-term principals in between.
I did. I met him at the opening.
Yeah. He's you should have him on. He's Kearney was there for a little while. Yeah, not Kearney. Yeah, he was there. There was a few principals in between Hugh and me. Hugh we should have on. Hugh's been here since. Mid-90s, I'd like to say. He's been in Korea. I don't think of anyone. How long have you been here? When did you arrive?
2007.
I got a year on you.
Yeah.
How long were you first in?
Beginning 2004.
2004. I don't think of anyone else in. Are there any other people in Ulsan?
Mark and Jeff and those guys were 97. Al.
97.
Yeah, pre-IMF, man.
Yeah,
that's wild.
He was probably around that time.
Yeah.
Mid-90s.
That was we're the second wave.
How big was the school when you arrived?
It was kind of it's always been a small school. I mean, but
it was pretty wild on the compound. I mean, I remember being
2007
well populated,
booming.
200 maybe at one stage. I think the largest it ever was. And then there was that sort of 2010, 2012.
Well, it was the shipyard
financial crisis, and after it wasn't. They do offshore. That's where our business comes from.
Yep.
Our business doesn't come from the main shipyard because that's just tankers, and that doesn't require these foreign engineers here. And then it kind of tanked after that, and there was the kind of financial crisis and expat packages in that area, and the school went down and down and down in size, down to 30 odd kids at one stage. And they sold off the compound. And
that's right. And you guys moved to community center.
Yeah, we were in the Hanmao Center for a while.
It wasn't a bad place either.
Yeah, it was alright.
You had a good setup there.
It's not what it is now, but it functioned as a school. That's now they sold that to the hospital, didn't they? That's now part of the hospital training.
Wild.
Facilities, and so I was out of the school for a couple of years when the numbers went down. I kind of was not involved in the school anymore. And I went to work with my sister downtown. My sister-in-law, did Hog One for a couple of years.
Cool.
With my sister-in-law down at EGI in Okdong. And I was there for a couple of years, and then went back to work again. They needed a teacher. I applied. I never clever. I didn't burn my bridges when I left. I stayed in touch with the people there, and I was always I was invited back, and then
good.
I was principal soon after that.
Good.
So what did you have, or what were you doing before you came here?
I was teaching. I was
in the UK.
Yeah, the plan was always, as I left, even before I got qualified to become a teacher, the plan was always I was going to go travel the world and go see some places, and I was going to do a couple of years in different places. So I did my teacher training.
Goddamn
I did my teacher training, and then I did it.
The same story.
A couple of years in London.
Yeah.
I did 2 years in London. Fine, lived there. Expensive, couldn't afford it really. I was in Dubai for a couple of years. 2 years in Dubai.
Oh, cool.
I having a great time, young single guy in Dubai, and Dubai was a great place to be. Didn't like the school. Left after 2 years. I didn't come to Korea because I wanted, I didn't choose Korea. It was just you look on the international teacher
Dave's
boards
ESL Cafe.
Like Times Educational Supplement.
Yeah.
And then I saw a job in Korea and talked to Hugh on the phone and come and give it a try.
Nice.
Fantastic. And that time, moving into the compound, you see the compound was a fantastic place to live. They had the clubhouse and the swimming pool and the parties and there was always.
You had a driving range. You had everything, man.
Just everything going on. There was
Drinking with all the
organised.
parents.
And it was like that. And it was really good. And being there for a long time kind of worked because I stayed still. But there was always like a constant rotation of interesting people that come and go. These people are like 2-year contracts, so some new interesting guy would arrive after every couple of years.
No doubt.
So I really enjoyed it there.
How hard was it getting the first job there? You say you talked to Hugh and he said, "Yeah, come and try it." Like right now, it's as my understanding, to get jobs at international schools here is very, very competitive and very difficult.
The market for international teaching, certainly in Korea, is very. It's a very desired.
But what was it like back then?
I don't really.
That sounds like the old Hagwon jobs. Like, hey, can I? Yeah, come on over, give it a shot.
That's kind of what he was like. He was that kind of guy, and I got a good feeling about it on the phone. And I think it was certainly easier to get a job back in the day. The international schools are. I think the boom is kind of over in most countries. It's not expanding not even in China. It's not expanding as it was, and the contracts and the deals for international teachers are becoming a bit tighter.
Getting squeezed.
Squeezed like everyone is.
China's still paying. UAE, they're Dubai. I think they still pay quite a bit for teachers. Was it as lucrative as contracts back when you were there too? Or is this relatively new? You said you taught in Dubai for 2 years.
I was getting paid very well in Dubai.
That's like American, pay you in American dollars, no tax.
Tax-free, accommodation, flights, the whole thing.
Always.
And you say Korea, but Korea is a very competitive market because there's a small number of international schools, and people want to live here.
Yeah.
It's a desired location for people to come and live and work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
and there's a small number of schools.
Yep.
You had the 2-year break there, hiatus. What kind of perspective did you gain in the Hagwon system? Obviously, very, very different.
Yeah.
Probably opened your eyes to a few things. What kind of perspective did you gain in those years?
It certainly gave you a perspective on how cushy you had it. in your international, how lucky you were to be an international teacher to get that package.
Yeah.
It's a grind. I mean, I was working at my sister-in-law's place, and it's a good Hagwon, and she runs it well. And it's not a Hagwon horror story kind of place.
Sure.
It's well done, but it's still it's a grind of a job.
Yeah.
Doing that split, arriving at 2 and doing through till 8 o'clock, doing 35-minute sessions 8 in a row, and just doing it with no break. 2 weeks holiday a year. It's a tough.
Early on, I mean, we used to look at if we're doing Hagwons, we'd look at the international school and be like, oh, it was like Mecca, like yes, one day we'll get there. But that's
But also in terms of the squeeze, I mean, my first job here was 2 till 6 for almost the same salaries they're making now, and my second job was 10 till 2. So the 2 till 6 that let you teach kindergartens in the morning for bonus cash, and the other one was 10 till 2, and then it was private lessons from 3 till 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. And you could you could make as much or as little as you wanted, but you were getting a full salary for 4 hours a day. But now, predominantly South Africans in the Hagwon systems here now, and these guys go to work at 8:30 in the morning when I'm dropping my kids off, and they finish at 6. Or they go in at 1 and work till 10.
And I don't know how the contracts have gotten progressively
1
worse.
till 10?
And they only get one-way flight now too. Or that's been probably for 10 years.
But still, people want to do it, and they can fill their jobs. It's supply and demand.
Yeah.
But teaching's teaching. Kids are great. I don't get this. Korean kids are different than international. Yeah. Teaching's. I enjoyed the teaching and the kids. Enjoyed not having to deal with the parents and that side of it. I just came and did my textbook and my bit on the screen, and off you go. I was doing a lot of privates as well, as you say. I was doing a lot of interest in different little things. I was doing that. Someone down in
for Ryan.
Yeah, which I can't remember his name. Yeah, I was doing that, and I was doing as many privates as I wanted, really.
The good thing is too, like you said, you once work is finished, it's done. Yeah. You don't go home and you're like, oh no, that mom's gonna call me, or that's that peace of mind.
That's got to be a brutal job for my sister-in-law. I mean, she's got
it's an
hundreds
all day.
of kids, it's bosses and it's parents and
teachers like some of these guys that have 6, 7, 8 foreigners working there and manage.
I'm sure she's got more kids and more teachers than I have, and I've got like 3 office staff and me managing this kind of stuff.
When we lived here, I remember having an old couple that were friends, and they came over here, and it was Saturday night, having a couple drinks, and the wife had to field a call, man, for like 45 minutes at like 11 o'clock on Saturday, out in the balcony, just Naomi, wait, what happened? One of our students had a problem in their math hagwon. Like, you have an English hagwon. Wow. And it's just it's counseling for emotional counseling for parents and like you said, just doing everything, man. It's
when I first went to the hagwon, I thought, I'm gonna go. I'm the teacher, I'm a qualified person. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna get it all right. But the system's the system, and it works the way it works.
Sure,
you're not gonna change it. You're not gonna make it any different than it ever is. That's what it is, and that's what
it's an uphill battle.
What's the teachers want?
Yeah, no doubt. The largely, or when I worked back in the day, largely driven by parents, or like the curriculum. But in the places I worked, the parents would kind of dictate the curriculum. Like, yo, we need vocabulary books. And you're like, I don't know. Well, no, we need this, and you got to have that balancing act as a director to be able to keep the parents happy and fulfill your educational
the moms have way
needs.
more influence than the teachers do.
Yeah.
It's a business, right? I mean, business is business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is hagwon still as big in Ulsan as it ever was? It's never going to go away. There's no epic anymore, is there? There's no...
That was in public schools, but no, they're...
But I said the epic program is finished in Ulsan, yeah?
Epic is finished, but there are some schools still have teachers. Now it's more on like an individual basis. Okay. If the principal wants or whatever, they can...
So still are Western expats working in...
Some, not much. Not like it used to be. The peak used to be maybe 250 or something. Yeah. But I'd say now there's probably less than 20. And it's more on kind of, special consideration. So I believe they can get budgets for it, but they have to meet a certain criteria or standard or something.
Okay.
Through all the garbage hagwons and horror stories that we've heard, I've worked in a couple places, one in particular called and that used to be around Goptop. And just the culture there, like the teachers all supported each other. And coming from places that like you wouldn't even talk to Korean teachers, this was really, everyone worked together. It was a really magical time. Like, the walls were decorated nice. It wasn't just like a prison, like just white walls with some writing on them. It was really, really nice to work there. It was enjoyable.
Some of them are, right? I mean,
it's just, I said the hagwon. My sister-in-law's hagwon's a well-run place. And she's been successful. She's been at it for 10, 20 years now.
We were at the kids' orchestra or choir concert or something at the culture center, or I was putting them on the bus in front of my place to go to this concert and then go in the afternoon. And I got over there and someone said, "Hey, Nate." And I went, I know you, but I don't know who you are. Turns out her kids now go to the same school. Anyways, she was my coworker like 18 years ago. And my wife said, like, how do you know her? I said, she was one of the best teachers ever. And then we talking, it's like that old, I think like the hagwon 20 years ago was, there might have been some assholes, but directors, but the ones that were good, they were deadly. And they understand you might be hung over a day or two or whatever, But if you came in and gave her your all, even if you weren't feeling great, that's what mattered. And the Korean, we had such a tight group. It was me, Al, Egg-young was there. We had such a, maybe like 6 foreigners and 10 Koreans, and the director Hwesiks all the time. And like, it was just, now it seems like it's always like us and them, or it's always this battle. But I worked at a couple great ones where everybody was on the same team, and it was just like a big family.
Yeah, man.
You're down today, I'll help you out. You're not feeling okay, whatever.
The place I mentioned earlier, I think it was good because of the director. There was a previous director that didn't, wasn't pulling her own weight, and the new one came in, and everything. It was a completely different atmosphere. Very supportive. But what I want to ask you, Hyundai Foreign School. I've never worked in an international school, but what kind of school culture do you try and cultivate there?
It's obviously a small school, so we all have to get on with each other. And I like that. I like small schools are nice in a lot of ways because you've got good relationships with everybody. You haven't got stratified levels of management and bureaucracy and nonsense. It's just me and the teachers basically. That makes it a little tricky, but it's a nice culture to have. I try and make it a very low drama, low stress kind of place to be. Give the teachers as much autonomy and over their classrooms and the things they do as I possibly can. Stay out of people's way, keep the drama to a minimum, and try and be supportive and helpful of people. I think most people that have been there, your wife would say it's a pretty nice place to be. We're lucky that we've got quite a few people on the staff, maybe not in the teaching roles, that have been there a long time. Right. Yeah. I've been there, I've been involved with the school for 17, 18 years, Mr. Kim.
That's important to have that connection.
Miss Esther, our one of our office managers, she's been with the school since '84.
Wow.
2 years after the school opened. She's seen the whole thing. Yeah, and then Miss Yuli, the art teacher. There's people that have been around the school and around the culture for a very long time.
Especially when the students are transient and coming and going. It's good to have that glue that keeps things together over time.
You mentioned teacher autonomy. You're once you hire the teacher, you feel like you're capable. Do your own thing, and you guys are doing not AP curriculum. You're doing the British curriculum.
British curriculum for maths and English, and then we have a thing called IPC, International Primary Curriculum.
Okay.
For our for non-maths and English subjects.
Okay.
The maths and English is kind of prescriptive, but that is because it helps in a small school. We don't have a great number of teachers to share out the planning load between, so we have a very structured that helps people. But I'm not on top of my teachers in their classrooms, and I'm involved. I'm around the class. Yeah. I'm very visible person, but I'm not telling people how to teach their classes. Hire good people, trust them, and
that's I think that's the best way to
get out of their way, and hopefully, and the atmosphere and the culture of the place is more important than the details sometimes.
Sure.
I mean, it's, I want someone to do something exactly this way, and it's going to destroy the culture.
I agree. So I look at one of my buddies at home. The last time I was home, I was speaking with his wife, who I think she was teaching in Toronto, and she was teaching a split grade 5 and 6 or 4 and 5. I was like, how do you balance that? What do you do? What kind of textbooks are you using? She goes, there's no textbooks. I'm like, what do you do? She's like, I just print stuff off the internet. She just kind of looks online and sees what she thinks, or maybe they have the goals, you have to learn this by the end of the year, but there's no textbooks like when we grew up. Am I that far removed from the education system? Is that standard at home now, where there's no
outside of
teachers pay teachers?
North America, textbooks are less and less common. Yeah,
really.
We
outside of North America?
I'd say North America. I might speak an attorney. Americans like a textbook, I think, don't they? And that's a question. Indians like a textbook. And I get different cultures of people coming to my school, and they want to know where the textbook is. No, is that true? You have a textbook at school?
Well, yeah, but that was 30 years ago.
But I think school in Canada has gone kind of off the rails a little bit. There's a huge shift towards private education because it's just behavioral management. The whole if you can get anything out of a textbook, great, but you barely have time. So I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't much for textbooks, but I'm not that connected. I'm not that involved. But my nieces and nephews, I don't know.
The problem I think with textbooks is that if you're printing them, I mean the way things are developing now, you print a textbook, which takes time to develop it and print it and whatnot. You want to use it for 2 or 3 years, and by the time, if it's a science book, dude, that stuff might be ancient history by the time you're learning it 3 years later. So maybe it is better to do print stuff off, but you have like your whatever, like the learning points that you have to that you got to hit. Yeah.
What I would call the curriculum is what the kids are supposed to learn. The learning goals is very prescribed and written down.
And
how it's delivered in the classroom.
Up to the teacher.
We have a bit more autonomy.
Very cool.
Nice.
I like that. I think when I worked at the college, there was 100% autonomy, but zero feedback, which was kind of. It was nice that you don't have people breathing down your neck, but at the same time, you're like, am I doing it completely wrong? Are they gonna ask me tomorrow? There was zero feedback. You got student feedback, but I don't know how much that counted for. But it was interesting. Anyways,
Can you give us a little bit on the breakdown of the school, grades, students? Who is it open to?
We will go. Well, the law in Korea for international schools is that pure Korean students can't attend our school. To attend our school, you have to have lived abroad for 3 years if you're a Korean, or you must have at least one foreign passport. Your parents have got a foreign passport, so that limits our targetable market. We can't take Korean students. Back in the day, when the school was bigger, I suppose it was 90% shipyard related kids, and these were kids that come for their dads, or maybe their mums as well. We were coming to Korea to work as inspectors and supervisors while ships are getting built, and they'd be here for 2-3 years. Some of them would be here a bit longer. There's a small minority, mostly Indians, that work directly for HHI, and they're here for generally a much longer time. And there's some that work for classification societies like Lloyd's. They might be here for a little bit longer, but that expat market is going down just because companies don't send as many expats to Korea to do these kind of jobs anymore. I don't know whether they're employing Koreans to do that, or they're not offering. Back in the day, they used to offer the packages.
The packages were pretty greasy.
Family, whatever you want. That doesn't happen anymore. Even if they come with a family, they're not getting the tuition for the school paid. Or they're getting it.
One kid?
Yeah, even HHI only pay one kid for their direct employees. So
really?
If families have got more than one, they get one free. Which is
that's
strange.
Wild.
Hey guys, guy by bowl. Sorry,
we have situations now where one of the kids in school, not the other one.
Wasn't it? Oh, sorry.
And then, so we've got less of those kids. We have Korean students that they've lived abroad for some time. They've gone to an international school in Japan while their family's been working there and come back. Or we've got the kids like the football club kids who've lived abroad and come back and want to carry on an international education and are able to afford the fees.
Who's the football club kids?
We've got...
You mean guys who play for Hyundai, their kids? Because they've played in Germany for 3 years or something?
We've got 3 players.
From Hyundai's...
Yeah, Hyundai, HC. Well, one family are leaving because they're moving up to Suwon. But we've got the Brazilian... The Brazilian striker, they have a different Brazilian striker every season. The current Brazilian striker's kid, and we always get the kid. The current Brazilian striker's kids in school, and another Korean family.
There's no. I always thought it was a percentage thing. Like to be classified as an international school, you can have maximum 15% of locals.
There is that as well, but we're never going to get to that. And then there's another classification that some schools are not beholden to the same rules as us.
So that's what I was going to ask. What's the criteria to become? Because I think some of those ones in Jeju, they're like 90% Koreans. Yeah, and they haven't all lived abroad for 3 years. There's no way.
That's because they opened... Jeju's a completely different thing. They opened the Jeju schools on a special education...
Everything there is a separate government,
special
whatever.
Economic education zone. Just to stop I think they didn't want people sending their kids abroad as much anymore. Try and keep it in Korea.
Yeah.
So there's 4 or 5 schools there, and that's pure. Mostly they're 95% Koreans or Chinese.
It's wild to think if people showed up with if there's a wealthy Korean family that showed up at your school, is like, yo, we got 3 kids, can we put them in? Oh, sorry, we already have 15% local kids. Try again next year.
But there's schools, like some schools have different rules, and I've never understood why this is. Daegu International School and Daegu are not beholden to the same rules as us. They're allowed to take Korean without the same rule. There's Manitoba School, a Canadian school up in Seoul.
Mr. Manitoba over here.
Not beholden to the same rules as us. Dwight School is not, and I don't know why they get.
Am I wrong to think that your school has some of the strictest regulations?
That's the regulations that everyone has to follow. Everyone apart
So
from.
that's the standard, other than the few that are.
Apart from the ones in Jeju and Daegu, Dwight, Manitoba. You know this? You know Manitoba? You know this school?
I know Mr. Manitoba.
I've heard of it, but.
He's July on the Manitoba calendar there.
Okay, yeah. Apart from them, everyone has to follow. The Busan schools follow the same rules as us. And then there's the fake international school. There's
I've seen those. There was a guy.
A number of not legit foreign schools, and I have no idea how these places get to stay in operation.
There was
a big bust 7-8 years ago or whatever, right? Like there was all kinds of Canadians that were teaching that one, and it was a licensed school, and they're like, no, this is bullshit, and they all.
Do you remember the one? The guy kept looking for a teacher. He's like, "Oh, we need a teacher so bad." International school, and had like a swimming pool.
Something in Goje though.
It looks so shady. Yeah.
But some of these are, they're not hiding it. There's big, and I just don't understand how they can do it so openly, and how where are the parents? Where are these kids supposed to be going to school? Where are they registered as going to school?
Right.
It's a point of contention. In our schools, we get annoyed about it because we have to follow the rules. Why is why are these other schools not following the rules?
But is it just like they open it as a hagwon? I mean, similar to Yuchiwa or kindergartens opening, saying, "Oh, it's not an English kindergarten. This is just a hagwon that kids go to." They're classified not as. But then I guess when the kids graduate, they don't have any. No legit.
No, they've not got
paperwork that they've
got nothing that would be able to get them back into Korean school. They wouldn't have a high school diploma that would get them.
You said on Jeju 95% probably Chinese and Koreans?
I'd say 95% Korean, 5% Chinese.
My question is the Koreans, because Jeju's not that big. 5 international schools is way too many.
This is boarding school. These are kids from.
That's what I mean. So these are. That was my question. Are most of these kids from the mainland?
Oh.
And
massively wealthy families from the mainland.
Because we've had a couple guys on here that, my 3 kids go to school in Jeju, and I'm like, your kids are like really young. Like, what do you mean your kids go to school in Jeju? Like,
my student went and he just does a homestay.
He said, my wife and I take turns. We go out sometimes and see them, and I'm like, that's.
Either they're boarding. The schools all do boarding, or the mum buys a little house down there,
and that you'd say that's most of them.
Who else is it? There's no one else. The only expats in those schools would be the teachers' kids, I would say.
So if you can't get into the international schools in Seoul, Gyeonggi-do, whatever, and you had money, you'd
go to Jeju.
Ship them off to Jeju if you wanted that education?
That's what they do, and that's why they exist.
I don't think it's bad education either, man.
That was my next question. What is the... Is it just that it's in English?
No, those Jeju schools are well-respected, top-ranked schools. There's North London Collegiate School there, which is part of a big international school chain. They've got 4 or 5 schools.
So they're just running that curriculum they have in other countries, other cities in Jeju for Koreans.
Yeah.
So it's just an elite.
It's an elite international school, but
for the elitists to send their kids.
Which is how the international school market is changing a little bit. Back in the day, it would be the British International School of Prague for all the British families that are living there. But there's kind of a push towards, the upper middle class families from the local communities wanting to go there now, and that's what's taken over a little bit. And there's a bit of resistance between, is it a bit of like an expat school or is it an international? There's a bit of tension there between those people.
Yeah.
They've tried to regulate that on the mainland, right? because they tried to eliminate all the special school titles, the language school, the art school, and just everybody can go everywhere. There's no special schools, equal opportunity for all Korean kids to go to any school.
Yeah.
And that, I think that helps spur the Jeju-do influx of people.
But
hey, if we can't have them here, then we're sending them to Jeju because we want special schools.
But I think Jeju's beginning to struggle a little bit as well. It's peaked. There's 4 or 5 schools. There's
That's what I mean.
Branksome,
Yeah.
North London, Korean International School, Seoul Foreign School, all there. So there's maybe 3,000-4,000 students.
Yeah.
But I think
less kids every year.
Just beginning to start to struggle to fill their grade
Sell.
for next year.
Yeah.
Because economically, it's not.
Yeah.
So I wonder if if there's just going to be 1 or 2 survivors that suck up all the business.
Well, I don't think it's the demographic thing, but I think it's more economics and whether people have value. You're looking at 50-60 million a year to send a kid to one of these.
But the demographics also, there's no way that it can't play a part, if not now, in the very near future.
I think
because it's impacting universities all over the country and schools all over the country. They're closing schools, primary, secondary, universities like crazy.
You'd be talking like the top 1% that can possibly afford them anyway. So I don't those rich 4,000 kids to fill those schools could always be there, I think.
But there's more and more spots open in Seoul, no?
But they can't attend those schools, can they? There's only one school in Seoul
That's a spillover in Jeju, I think. No, like the kids that don't get there, they can.
That's what I'm saying.
I
The
don't know.
wealthiest guys in Seoul must be able. They get their in wherever they want. No.
No, they can't get it. They
No?
can't break the rules.
Huh.
There's scandals every now and again about
Yeah.
this, and it does we get regularly checked. Someone will come and have a look at. They want to see the past. We've got records of everybody's past by everybody's thing. Get regularly checked to make sure nobody's in our school that shouldn't be in our school.
Interesting.
So what we got to do is make Ulsan a special economic education zone.
I talked about this. I mean, the
Hyundai should be able to make Donggu that land, right? Like,
but the council every 3 or 4 years they'll come and see us and they'll talk about. We want to open an international school in Ulsan. We want to. It's going to make Ulsan an international city. What can we do? And then they do a bit of feasibility study, and nothing ever happens. Everything comes about it.
Are you familiar with the one they're supposed to open out in Anyang?
Nope.
Out by the KTX, they're supposed to be opening a international school, and I don't know what all the details are, but
This is
When?
my wife mentioned this a couple months ago, and she's like, "What do you think? They're going to open this
that's recently. This has been talked about.
last 6 months, 8 months, yeah."
Okay,
Yeah.
that's news to me. They came to see us a year or so ago, where they were asking questions about. But unless it's a special educational zone that Korean kids attend, there's just not enough kids.
Or that it is related to UNIST and the kids at UNIST, maybe. I don't know.
We've got the kids from UNIS.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If they figure it's
there's not going to be
it's a hell of a-
there's not going to be enough kids from
To
UNIS
run a school,
to
I
support a school, is there?
yeah. Well, my first thing was there's no way we don't have enough population for it. So I didn't know if it falls under different regulations or rules or how they would do this.
That would be the only way that. Yeah, I thought about that.
It's
for
part of
our
that
school.
whole developing that Anyang, KTX, hydrogen town, all that stuff.
I don't know about
it's
that.
part of that.
I know that. I mean, there's different things like Busan ISB is effectively owned by the council, and it's run under tender by. So that they do support that school or own that school. And there's some involvement from the council with the school.
Is it crazy to open? Well, I don't know. I always think like if it was reasonably priced, maybe like if we had like a super discount, I'd love to send my kids there. And I think there's a lot of people in the same boat. It's like what 30 grand a year
for us.
Yeah.
We're
20.
much cheaper. We're 25 million.
That's the
For elementary?
For 50 grand.
20 million elementary, 25 million.
Yeah.
For middle.
For to spend 50,000 a year on education for, I think the average family is probably a bit much.
No.
Where 50 grand, you could just travel the world. You can just go around the world and then hang out for a year.
25 million, you'd have to be a top earning Korean person to be able to afford that. That's a big expense. I couldn't afford it if I wasn't getting a free place there. There is a push. If you look at like the international school market worldwide, there is a kind of, I think the next growth market will be medium priced. So your national school doesn't have to be
no
ice skating ring and a horse train.
Why does it?
Make it middle of the road price.
Yeah.
Mid priced is where the growth market
might
be.
Here, when did you ever bring that up or discuss? I mean, if it was 10 to 15 grand, now you'd be looking at an extra probably 100, 150 kids that would have.
Is there that many kids in Ulsan?
Yeah.
We have 4 here. We have 4 here.
But I think it would be a significant amount. I mean,
yes, I think
compared to the student population now, I think absolutely.
I can't really say too much about it, but it's certainly a thing I've thought about and suggested to our board on a surely there's something we can do here with pricing or scholarship or that would make it available that would make our numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm expecting
even if it was a 5 or 10 year plan, I think it would be it'd be good just to get that to expand your school. Maybe you could have a couple more teachers in there. I don't know if you got the space for more rooms, but
that's probably the current building they've got. So you can fit about 100 kids in there at most.
It's still,
What would that look like? Like you say, globally scaling down the price. What would that? Where would that come from? Where would the cuts come from? Just the bottom line, or?
I don't know. We could.
I'm not saying necessarily yours, but any schools. If you say the growth is now going to be in kind of the middle class range of providing international education, where would they take that from?
It's got to come from your labour cost, really. I mean, that's 80% of my cost is on labour. So maybe you don't employ local teachers for half your thing.
Well, that's. I mean, when you go to Philippines too, that's. In Klaus's school there, he's got a lot of local teachers. Mix in a couple certified foreign teachers, and you get a good mix.
If I'm hiring a Western expat, fully qualified teacher with a few years of experience, that's costing me
that's
plane tickets home
and flights,
and that's scaled down globally, right? Like now, you got a couple kids. 2, 3 kids and a wife, they don't want to pay for that. If you got single Sam here, he can just come by himself, or is that play into it or no?
Is that a myth?
What do you mean?
Is that
you got kids and a wife, you're way less hireable than.
Yes, certainly. No, the contracts are changing now. They're not offering. I think if I moved to another school in Korea, they wouldn't offer me flights, and they probably wouldn't offer me accommodation.
Yeah,
which kind of makes sense. Why is my school paying to fly me and my wife and my child back to England once a year?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Well, originally, I mean, that's what attracted me here. I said, "Do you want to come teach for a year?" Oh, I don't got $2,000 for a place. No, we'll pay for it. I can't buy a house. Oh, no, we'll pay for it. Okay, that's to get you in.
Our school still provides accommodation, flights for all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's not the standard anymore? I wouldn't say.
Is that why Busan Foreign School they are hiring more locally and? I think you're aware of the phys ed jobs or whatever that were available there, and then we'll hire someone locally, whether that's a foreign, local, or Korean.
That makes sense. If you've got a competent, qualified person that can do the job, why are you paying to fly someone in?
Absolutely.
But so then, does the tuition go down if they hire 5 of those guys? The tuition's probably not going down, right?
Well, their tuition is.
And that's is the
twice of ours.
Is the movement going towards that, like? A Korean, because you guys had a couple Koreans teaching, right?
We have Koreans teaching in non-classroom teacher jobs. The expectation is that our classroom teachers would be native-speaking English speakers, licensed teachers and native English speakers. If you're gonna, the problem we got is just economies of scale, isn't it? Because we're small.
Right.
One kid is a chunk. We lose a couple of kids. It's a chunk of our budget.
Yeah.
Busan ISB is a lovely size. It's about 300. That's a beautiful size.
Yeah.
Economically, it's just kind of the peak of before it gets too tricky. And yeah.
Yeah. Again, comparing the. If you look at a middle school, a Korean middle school, we're thinking about sending Tony or not sending him anywhere, maybe doing homeschool. Mm-hmm. Just because after elementary here, middle school just goes right downhill. It seems unnecessarily difficult and stressful for the kid. And then they don't really, I don't know how much they're learning. It's more just memorize this shit and then regurgitate it on a test, right? I think you guys are not more relaxed, but
certainly a different style of education.
Yeah. So how do you balance like the academic success with like student well-being? Or do you guys have any special policies? You're not allowed to give so much homework. It seems like in Korean school, man, it just pile on as much work as you can, and I don't know, if you don't do well on the test, that's your own fault. And if you're not going to Hagwons after, I think a lot of your students probably don't go to Hagwons after class, and they're still able to graduate and go on to have successful high school, university careers. So
I'd say the feel of the school, the feel of the classroom is different for a kid who attends international school than attends Korean school. I can't speak too much about Korean schools. I've never been there. I certainly prefer, having my daughter in that environment. Yeah. And that.
Do you guys have? I mean, maybe it depends on the teacher of the year, but like loads of homework, or what's it like?
Yeah, we have they do an hour or two a week. Depends on their how old they are through the school.
Yeah. But most of the learning's done in the school.
Most of the learning's done in school. Some of them do attend Hagwons. Yeah. Because the Korean families, the Korean kids that are at school will probably go Hagwons, especially the middle school ones.
I just it never. I don't know if it's just me. It just like I don't know how it doesn't occur to parents that your kid can't just absorb information 7 days a week, 16 hours a day. Like, you need time to process that, and not just like, I slept 4 hours and I just, all that stuff just stuck in my brain. Like, you need time to like decompress and just let things hit you.
The difference is like, an international with more collaborative, more group work, more the approach of how you do things is very different. A Korean classroom is still very desks face the front, teacher provides information, student absorbs information, student regurgitates information in a test. And we're moving, the international school is a very different style.
What kind of assessments do you guys do? Do you have for elementary? Is there final exams, or is that in middle school?
We have external exams that we do through Cambridge in maths and English for kids at the end of year 6 and the end of year 9.
Okay.
Which, they sit an external exam. We do obviously do our own internal summative assessment all the time, so we know where the kids are. But we don't have our school doesn't go to the end of high school, so we don't have to have a high school kind of diploma exam kind of thing. We finish at year 9. We do have some
the Cambridge is kind of the benchmark of.
It's not really that necessary for us, because our kids, if they leave us, they're either going back to the Korean education system, or they're going on to ISB, or they're going to another international school in another place in the world. And the only thing those schools ever want is a reference letter from me and a couple of school reports. They're not interested in an external exam grade.
You guys just do that to make sure you're on track?
We do. Some assessment is so we know where the kids are, we know where they learn, and we want to benchmark ourselves against international standards, and we want to better prove to our parents and our community that our kids are learning at a commensurate standard to everybody else.
So just referencing back to the homework and stuff, this one popped up on expat dads or expats in Korea. Kids do most homework per week, and I saw Canada ahead of Korea, and I was like, this is for 15 or 16-year-olds, and I think this is from this year. Anyways, when I saw Korea at the bottom at 2.9, I was like, what kind of survey was this? But Korean kids don't get homework from school.
Except from their school, yeah.
And that's what.
So this is completely out of context, because they actually have zero school homework, none. And it all comes from the academies. So Korea's here at 2.9 hours per week. and Canada looks like the bad guy at 5.5, but that's probably accurate. My nieces and nephews do probably, 30 minutes, an hour every other day. But Korea at 2.9 is completely, that's accurate for public school, but they forget to say that they go to like 8 hours of academies a day and have homework from all those academies that they can't go to bed till midnight. 15's grade 10.
Yeah.
Like, come on, these guys are hammering all day long. So I just thought that was a kick out of that if you said Canada, America have triple the homework Korea does, well.
Oh, kids at our school do, the middle school kids will do an hour or two a week.
I think it's good, not necessarily that they're learning, but just to build that habit of independent study. Sit down, you kind of reflect on what you did during the day.
What are the, if you could describe the perfect, you guys finished year 9?
Mm-hmm.
If you could describe the ideal graduate from your school, what skills, what characteristics, what would they embody coming out of grade 9 at HFS?
We have a list of core values, the things that we have 10 core values. Maybe list them.
It sounds like a job interview question.
Creativity.
Is this the Liver King?
The Liver King.
Responsibility and respect. And
yeah.
We have a list of core values that we want to instill in all our kids. It's always important to us that wherever they come in from, they'll come in from all different directions and places, and they're arriving for 1 year in year 8 and they're going to leave again, or they're long-term career experts and they're going to move on to. So we always want them to the time they've spent in Korea has benefited them. They've kept up academically with where they need to be. They've achieved what they need to do at school, but they've also actually benefited from being here in some way.
Yeah. That's good. I think I studied a little bit the IB program. It was kind of connected to my master's, and I like their
IB's is ISB down in Busan. Our IB's taking over a little bit international teaching in international schools. It's about 50% of the market.
What's going on?
I saw the drywall downstairs. It must be the remodeling somewhere here.
They're hacking.
Sounds like your wife in there.
Hacking bodies upstairs.
A very different style. A different style.
But I mean, in regards to the core, their core values are all very similar. And I don't know. It's very nice to pitch that to parents, but if they're implementing that in the classroom and the teachers are showing or demonstrating those values in that way of carrying themselves, it's
going to be interesting to look at. Every international school will have a mission statement and a set of core values. And I go and visit quite a few international schools I have a job as like a inspector kind of thing. I go to different international schools. And
do you put on a fake mustache and the glasses?
A visitor.
Yeah.
And these statements are always pretty much the same thing. They're the same words, the same phrases. They all look very, very cookie cutter.
ChatGPT has got quotes on the top and bottom.
Right.
I thought you could do a little cross study of all these different ones, and they look very similar.
Sure.
What would you say is the ratio, Korea, globally, whatever, between IB, AP, and just like you guys, part British curriculum, part maybe independent? What would be if you had to guess, what would be a ratio?
I saw this number somewhere, and I think British curriculum is still the largest. IB's coming up behind it. AP. Generally, in most places you'll have it's either a British international school. This is the British international school, so it's American international school somewhere, or it's an IB school that started up later. And the international IB is taken over a little bit from the old model of this is the British international school for the British expats that live in this city, or the American school. And half of the schools in Korea are American curriculum, aren't they? And
how do you get qualified to teach the British curriculum? Is it just like we're teaching it? Because I know for IB, keeping up the standards or switching over from regular school to that is intense.
Our school, I mean, you don't have to be a UK British qualified teacher to work at our school. We were American teachers, Canadian teachers. You're a qualified teacher, I don't mind. The curriculums, the IB is a different thing. IB is, to work at an IB school, you have to be IB trained.
Oh, sorry. I meant in regards to actually running the school. Like, I know some of my old classmates, their schools were transitioning into IB, so they start by teaching the IB program, and then there's the inspection. There's like years of inspections.
It's a whole long process.
Do you guys have to go through that too?
We're not IB, so.
Oh no, but I mean for AP or other.
We don't have any. We have no
oversight.
We're not oversight. We have no affiliation or oversight with the British.
Because I found the teachers that I talked to, they said a lot of their energy and mindset was focused on the school being assessed, not so much teaching the kids.
We are accredited. We're an accredited school.
Yeah.
We're the Council of International Schools.
Okay.
So we've got to be inspected and meet a set of standards every couple of years. But we've no affiliation with the government. Some British schools they have a relationship with the British government, and they invite in the equivalent of a UK inspection to qualify their school. We're not that.
Is there ever a situation where an American or British school would be beneficial to switch over to an IB or an AP school?
Yeah, if you want to, I suppose a marketing thing is, who do you want to market to? A British style education is still, people want that. There's people want an American school. There's Seoul Foreign School up in Seoul.
Apparently Manitoba is up there too.
Seoul Foreign School has an American, is as an IB, they do IB, but they also have a British school section. Because parents are choosing. There's a small section within the school that's always been there.
No way.
And because parents are choosing the British over.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's still schools that market themselves very heavily on with an old-fashioned sounding British school name
in Cambridge. I love walking up and down the streets or the Hagwon Street over by Nate's and just seeing all the English names. You're like, holy shit.
North London and Dulwich, these are all British schools that have licensed their name out. Yeah. And those schools back in the homeland are involved to various degrees in their international affiliates. Most of them are just using it as a cash cow.
That's funny.
Selling the name.
I wanted to finish some student stuff before I was going to ask about teachers. You mentioned the school's small. I play hockey with some of the boys from the schools in Busan. Offer a lot of, and we have some friends here whose kids go there, offer a lot of extracurriculars and stuff. You're probably limited due to the size of the school.
Yeah, we struggle.
But what other extracurriculars and projects, groups, clubs, activities, sports can you guys offer?
Well, each of my teachers has to offer an extracurricular activity once a week, so that gives me that. And we try and bring in external people to do sports and.
You guys have soccer, don't you?
Yeah. But we've struggled really. We've struggled to get reliable people.
Really?
As in teachers or students?
No, anyone. If anyone wants to come and run an after-school activity at my school, as long as I'll background check them and I'll interview and make sure they're the kind of person I want around. But I'll provide them with the facilities, and I'll let them charge my kids to run a program there. And
Sounds like we need a hockey team.
We've struggled. Well, kids are all playing hockey, but they're playing with men, aren't they? I've struggled to get not reliable people or things that the kids have stuck with for a long time.
Yeah.
We've done basketball and K-pop dancing and drumming and all the kind of things.
Yeah.
That we've done, but there's only really Johnny Sports that's Mr. Johnny.
Yeah.
You should have him, and he's an interesting guy as well.
We're trying.
Tried a bunch of times.
Oh yeah. He stuck it out with us for a long time and been successful. But he's hard. We're involved with SCACE, which is the sort of inter-school sports association for
intramurals.
Yeah, us, Daegu, the two Busan schools,
right? Yeah,
and the Koji school. But again, it's tricky for us we're trying to get a middle school soccer team together when we haven't got enough kids to do it. But we did something. We went and played some soccer down in Busan with those guys. We made some teams together, and we made a joint team, and some of our girls went and joined it. We're good friends with ISB. They're very supportive of us, and they always help us out. So we get to do a bit of that. But it is tricky to be able to offer we can't compete with the range of options that
Sure.
a big school is going to bit offer.
And what about academically? I mean, debate or some kind of projects, or some of the more maybe, like you say, with the other international schools around and stuff. Can you offer those kind of things, or is that?
Yeah, I can offer them if there's interest. That there is Model UN that goes on.
Right.
There's things like that. There's science fair, part of the skate stuff, science fairs and those kind of things.
I think it's finding something that you can get, if you have a school of 50 kids, finding something that can get like 10 of your students together, or 15 of your students together. Maybe it's hard to find a common.
It's a manpower thing as well.
Yes.
If I want to get a football team, it's me. I have to go, I have to get a middle school team, get a minibus, drive it down there, run it myself.
Is that more interest of the parents expressing interest, or a couple kids, or you put that out in the newsletter? Who wants to? A couple parents expressing their kids might be interested in this. You guys want to start a team of this, or how do you?
I just put it out there and say, you guys want to? If I can get 10 kids, 10 boys together to play middle school football, we'll go down and play a tournament down in Busan. And we did that. We did that this year. Yeah. We visited. We didn't do it like this year. We did it the year before. We've just taken kids down and
let them
slept on the floor in Koji on their school and had a sports.
But I mean, those are lots of our
good memories,
right?
I
like
know,
sports on.
It's tough.
So that stuff being said, this like special education zone or something, what would there? I don't know how much you can speak about it or not, but isn't that be in everyone's best interest? Like, even if you had the Korean kids there, just you can have the teams, you can compete, you can offer so many different.
Operating a school at 200 or 300 kids, it offers so many opportunities that you can't offer at 50, 60 kids. Yeah. I would say especially when you get to middle school, it becomes a thing. And I look at my daughter. My daughter's going into year 8 next year. Oh wow! And she's going to have to leave. Yeah.
Go somewhere.
We've got one more year left. Yeah. That's the big decision that's coming in my life. But I do think if I was going to move her, the opportunities she's not getting because she's not at a big international school is significant. There's a lot of great, interesting stuff going on there.
Absolutely.
And when kids leave us, we get a number of kids leave us at middle school level.
Yeah.
And they go down to Busan. Fair enough. I can't compete with what they can offer. Absolutely. Academically, I would say in the classroom, and we teach you as good as anyone else. But if you want that
extracurricular,
it's just tough for me to be able to provide that.
Yeah. What about for elementary level? Is there a lot of extracurricular?
Yeah, there's enough for those kids to be doing. All
so
the time.
Would it
they
be
can do little clubs and they can do their little things?
Hypothetical, if they made Donggu a special economic education, whatever zone, Koreans can come without having 3 years abroad, meet whatever requirements, like some of these other schools. You end up with 100 kids, school's full, cut her down to grade 1 to 6, and be full and have a full-on deadly elementary. Is that's hypothetically possible?
Yes,
or?
that is talked about whether the school
have a robust elementary.
The school should be 1 through 6, and we say year 7, British year 7. Okay.
Partner with whoever you're in Busan,
and Busan, we'll send you down there.
Pipeline.
Straight down there. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
That's not a. It's a thing that's talked about. Yeah. I don't think that law is ever going to. The law of the country is never going to change. I mean, they're never going to change that 3-year.
Right.
Yeah. That's immutable. I don't. The political.
But you would need some Hyundai muscle to.
I said, well, surely this is Hyundai. This is the
let's be honest
in the world. We should be able to have enough clout to make a zone or to do something.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Just turn that college campus into the zone. Like, there's got to be something there.
All that space and that pitch and I'd have a great time.
Just academically, something I don't know how to approach it. Like technology for elementary kids. What's the approach of the school? Because now it frightens me to give the kids phones or just let them have free range on the internet, like unsupervised. Go check whatever you want. That terrifies me. Okay. Even though we did it when we were young and we watched some, in elementary we had some we'd look at some pretty wicked shit on the internet, and I think it was natural curiosity as young kids, but. there's a lot more stuff out there now, a lot more dangerous stuff, I guess, as well. How do you approach it at your school? Maybe teaching like, do you guys teach about using the internet responsibly or handphone usage or stuff like that? What's the how do you guys approach that?
Well, there's lots of different sides to this. Inside of school, I mean, we're no handphones. They're away. We don't allow mobile phones to be used by the students during school time. Sure. And we generally don't have a problem with that. We can't regulate what they do on the bus as much, but it's generally not a problem with content. They have school-provided laptops, which they use extensively in their studies, but they're all managed through our school systems.
Okay.
Those stay at school, or they bring them back and forth?
They stay at school for them, and they're logged in through. We're a Google Education school.
Okay.
So the kids are logged into a Google account, so I can see exactly what they're doing. What they're doing. They can't log in as. I've got a good track on what kids are using their laptops in school for. In terms of education, we have a whole. Digital literacy,
that's what I was looking for. That's what it is.
That teaches these kids skills about the kind of skills they have to develop. It's a free curriculum. It's common sense education's got very good. There's a common sense education. It's very good. Very good. Sort of a US organisation that provides lesson plans and teaching materials on teaching kids how to deal with the kind of stuff they're dealing with the internet.
That's something I personally struggle with. Like, how do I introduce that to my kids? And I know like the genie's gonna get out of the bottle soon. Like Tony's gonna need a computer for middle school, and AI as well. AI has suddenly become a thing that's prevalent at our schools, and it's been interesting the way that international schools and schools in general have approached it. And I think they've approached it in a pretty sensible way. They've with it.
They've not gone ban this. This is terrible. This is going to do. No, we've been this is the future. This is the skill. It's a thing that exists, and it's a skill we have to use. In our school, we've blocked ChatGPT, but it's blocked on a server level. They can't access this. But we have a similar AI system they can use. But that's regulated. They're logged in. And they're logged in with their account, and I can see I can see all the interactions that they've had. And it automatically flags me if.
How to kill my principal?
No, it flags up all the time because they play around with it. They say you're stupid, and they'll say this person is.
Okay.
They're generally very, very good with it, and it's logged in, and it refuses to.
Give answers.
It refuses to write essays for them. It'll say,
that's good.
I'm not doing that for you. I'll give you some ideas if you want. What you want. And we use that.
Good.
Well, how would you approach the AI assistance in terms of writing assignments and maybe some of the older kids?
You can't.
Because I mean, at the university, it's a hot topic. I have my own theories or approaches for it, but I'm curious what in the younger kids, how do you navigate that?
In terms of in my opinion, the academic essay is going to die, isn't it?
Sure.
You can't.
I think it already has.
You can't assess. You can't assess learning in that way anymore. So our kids have to present we'll do it as a presentation. They have to stand up in front of the class and present their findings or their information that they've discovered about this thing. Writing an academic essay is as use as a piece of assessment that's gone. You're not going to be. You can't detect AI content. That's a myth. And you can't block the use of it. Even if you say we block ChatGPT in school, I can't guarantee that kids have not got access to it in my school. But we also do. We teach about it. AI is part of the curriculum, part of the stuff they have to learn.
You want to get the real skills there, get them to write that one in class, and then you'll say, whoa, what happened here, guys? But I completely agree.
But our kids are generally they're tech savvy, and they understand how to use AI in a responsible way.
That's good.
They're not cheating and being silly with it. If I'm doing a maths class and there's a problem we can't solve, we screenshot it, and we get ChatGPT to explain it to us, and the kids can understand that it's not cheating. We are actually using this as a way
Learning
of
tool.
learning. This is the future.
I like that
We had
Khan Academy
We
as a supplement to regular curriculum, and now they have Khan Amigo, where it's kind of your own tutor. It gives you the questions, you get it wrong, it starts explaining it to you. You choose your avatar, and you choose your own teacher, I guess.
From my experience, it's not quite there.
Not there.
Even screenshotting a maths problem and it'll get it right 90% of the time. Sometimes it'll get it wrong. It'll make an obvious mistake on its explanation of a maths problem.
But it's growing by the billion kilobytes per day there, and
you got to remember, this is the worst it's ever going to be.
everyone that's wrong, it'll never get that one wrong again. So,
but I'm not of the opinion that I'm totally against that. This is not going to replace teachers and replace it. Teachers have a role, and they always will have a role. It's not going to
Sage on the stage or guide on the side.
It's not going to change schools.
No. Well, schools have the. It's important to have schools. To socialize kids, to keep let parents go to work, have something, have them doing something, whether it's studying in the textbooks or whatnot. But
we had a couple of workshops there over the last since 2021, I guess, GPT, or 2022, and that was like, how do we stop them? And I was like, just don't even think about stopping. Just embrace it. This is how we use it. This is how we use it effectively. Look, your video homework looks like this. Your written homework looks like it's from Harvard. It doesn't match. You can't have that. It's too obvious. You can't leave emojis in when you're copy and pasting stuff. You can't leave the hyphens in ever. Nobody writes like that. If you're going to use it, you have to learn how to use it properly. And I was thinking today on the way over, I was like, have we just accepted that GPT is the template, the standard? Like, if everybody's speech, essay, lesson plan, for teachers as well, we can all go on, get the lesson plan, but are we all just going to accept that this is it? Like, who says that that's the way or how it was trained? Because all over the world right now, so many different teachers, so many different schools, so many different approaches, individual approaches or individuality. Are we all going to be GPT and make me a lesson plan on this? And we're all going to be teaching the same frickin' thing over the whole goddamn world? What do you think in regards or in relation to teaching?
ChatGPT or generative AI, we don't necessarily use ChatGPT. Generative AI is massively useful for me in my job. I can use it. I don't use it to write me a lesson plan, but I can use it to differentiate a text or write me 10 mini scripts on this.
Sure.
I can be so much more creative and make more exciting and interesting lessons because I can generate content and questions and material in the snap of a finger. It's not going to replace them.
And we'll all agree that there's that aspect to it, but I think the human tendency is that it makes us lazy and we're using it for everything that we shouldn't be using it for. That's a good example, but the other ones maybe like, I don't have to do anything anymore. GPT will do everything for me.
You still got to be there.
You're going to get sloppy. You get
I know you have to be there, but isn't this like the easier way? It's natural to be trying to find the path of least resistance, which is plug it in. Teachers pay teachers. You just said, you don't have to do anything. You just go on teachers pay teachers, pull up your thing. All I got to teach someone else's lesson now. Now I'm not even teaching someone else's. I'm just teaching the one from GPT.
But it saves probably a lot of teacher burnout too. It saves you from staying up till 11 p.m. making worksheets. But if you know,
there's 100 million good ways to use it. I understand. I'm just wondering if that kind of template or whatever it produces will become.
There's always going to be a mix of teachers.
That's never going to remove the important bit of being a teacher, is it? You've got to be clear
how you deliver it,
how you talk, how you deal with the kids, how you deal with a million different problems and interactions that happen in your classroom on any day that are completely different every single day. That's the human aspect live bit that's never going to go away. The content and lesson plans, it's
something that
who you are and how you deal with those little things in the classroom. It's a human skill that's never going away.
I always look at the Pygmalion effect. Like the attitude you carry into the class is really going to set the tone. That's such a big thing in my mind. Going into any class, like if I'm excited about topic A, it's going to be fine. And just recently had, how do I tiptoe around this? Had some kind of blowback about a program that we're running. And it was like, kids aren't going to like this. There's no way I can't possibly get this group of students to enjoy this activity. I'm like, that's already a decision you've made in your mind that you're not going to like this. You got to go in with the we're lucky we have this topic because it's not that one, and then you run with that. I think it's all in the packaging and your, like you said, the human aspect as a teacher.
I say people always talk about teaching shouldn't be the main focus of the classroom, or you shouldn't be. But I think no, the teacher has to be an exciting, interesting element in a kid's. Kids have got to be excited about what you're trying to tell them. Yeah. This is your job. This is what you're there for. You've got to present this in a way. The teachers you remember are the ones that excited you. Yeah.
Shout out to my grade 11 physics teacher, dude. We did hard physics, and it was such an enjoy. Like he'd tell you something on Wednesday, right at the end of class, and you're like, oh my god. You go home, talk about it with your buddy, like, what's he gonna say tomorrow? It's the most interested I've ever been in school.
We had a couple
and I think
psychology guy in university on one of the just subject most people maybe not so in tune to, but he just brought it and made it alive.
I ended up doing my degree in economics because of my A-level economics teacher. Yes, I just liked him. He was a great guy, and I could sit and listen to him, and he had a way about him.
And I remember when I got to when I was in elementary school here, and these Korean teachers would sit at their desk with a microphone on, and I was like, well, "Where's the connection here?" Like, and they're like, "Can you sit down?" I was like, "Sit down, what?" No, I'm the show here. I'm standing up. I don't need a mic. Everybody can hear me, and I got the power and the energy. And let's go. Like, you're sitting here like a mouse in the chair with his microphone on. I go, what the heck is going on here?
That's probably 10 times better than what they had growing up too.
And it's but I find it in university too. Like I can't sit in that damn chair. It looks cozy and comfy, but if I'm not into it, who's going to be into it? I mean, I got to bring it, man.
Yeah. I'd love to try. I mean, I know teaching at university, that must be interesting. I don't know how they do that. In front of a lecturer, in a lecture hall with other people. I'd give that a go.
It's fun, man.
Back to the tech thing. There's now a whole bunch of evidence, or it seems like there's a lot of studies on it now. What is your perspective or opinion on tech and kids and in relation to gamifying education? You got a young girl, now it's, just give your kids a pad and let them do math on there and let them do this. And it seems to have taken away a whole bunch of other important skills that putting everything online and they can just use an app and use this and just give them, everybody can learn now, you just need a pad. But then when they get to actually having to do something on their own, it becomes very challenging.
Yeah.
How do you, because it seems like there's been a huge shift of pads, tech in the classroom, and now maybe there seems to be an opinion that it should shift back to less tech in the classroom because the students aren't better, they're not learning faster, they're not any better off, and if anything, they're more dependent on the tech?
It's a very nuanced subject. I'm not anti-tech. Our kids are one laptop per kid in school, and they use them extensively. But there are other things that they're learning in school that don't involve the laptop. In terms of delivering content to them, information that they want to learn, the laptop's a great thing. I can give them the slides of the maths lesson we're doing, and they're taking it through on their own speed. They've got it right there in front of them. They've got the answers. They've got a video explaining it to them. It's all there. Yeah. But there's other things happening at schools that are not that, which are equally important. We're learning to work together with people. We're learning to be social. We're learning to speak in front, have confidence. There's so much going on. Gamifying of it, none of these things ever take off or really
a lot of gimmicks.
Grab anybody's attention. There's always I get emails, a couple of emails a day from a different tech company that are trying to sell me some program that's going to revolutionize my school. And none of them ever do. None of them are ever, we can't afford them anyway, but none of them are ever going to make any difference. Duolingo doesn't teach you how to speak a language.
Come on, man. My streak's 5,792 days.
But it is it's kind of for kids. They like getting the ping and the thing, but it doesn't actually.
Yeah.
Tech. I'm not anti-tech. I'm certainly not anti-tech.
There's a place and a use for it.
There's a time and a place. It's a tool.
It's a tool.
A tool that performs a function.
Yeah. I think teaching kids how to learn is important as well. Teaching them everything's hard at the beginning. You get through that main part, it gets a little bit easier. Just setting them up for.
In the maths, I've been teaching a maths class this year. You can almost, with the tech we've got, we can almost entirely flip it.
Yeah.
So they've got the entire curriculum, the learning objectives. They go through the entire year in a big spreadsheet. Yeah. And each one's got a video, the worksheet they need to do, the answers.
Yeah.
And they've got it, and they take it completely on themselves to track their progress through this. And okay, I tell them this is our learning objective today. We're on this one today. Everybody do that. I do a little bit at the beginning of each lesson. We'll do 4 questions that revise material from last time, and a few forward questions. Then they want to get on with it. They want to look at their own slides and work through it on their own. And they stick their hand up when they've got a problem. And I work with it's completely flipped.
Yeah. If I had those opportunities when I was young, I would have been laughing.
Yeah, it was a big mystery. I felt, especially math. Like, what are we doing now? And nothing seemed to build on each other. Like,
mine was always, why do we got to wait for everyone else? Like, let's go next. Come on, let's go. Yeah. But I just like the differentiated learning. You go at your own speed, and help is available. And
what you can do with the AI thing, I said, like, they do their material, they do their video, they work through the material, they get me to check it, and then they can pull. Each worksheet's a PDF, they pull it straight into the AI. Okay, give me 10 extension questions based on this worksheet.
Yeah, so that's
they're off. See, that's technology being used.
Right. I was just going to ask, how long have you been principal now?
I've been principal since I came back to the school, so...
10 years?
No. This will be in my 6th year, won't it, as principal.
2019.
Sounds like the Blitz is going on.
I had a couple classes.
I was principal I've been principal for 6 years. I was
just pre-corona. Yeah,
I came back
2019.
Yeah, I came back just in the middle of COVID.
I was just going to ask about something or things that stick out, highlights in 6 years as principal. What are you most proud of, or what highlights, what successes would you be most proud of?
Straight out of COVID, within a year or so, we have our 5-year reaccreditation cycle. So we went through a reaccreditation cycle and got our reaccreditation, which is no mean feat for a school of our size to prove that we're providing an education of that standard. Yeah. And the work that goes into producing the evidence, it's not erroneous, and that they're changing it to make it less erroneous. But to prove that we're at that standard, I was very proud of that, and we've got it painted on the door. We are a fully accredited international school. We've managed to go through, 4 or 5 teachers now that have trained at the school. They've come to me, or the first was a pre-existing sort of arrangement, but they've done teacher training at the school, and then a few of those have gone on, 4 of those have gone on to work in the school. Yeah. So I've trained, these are people I've taken from, they've come to me as long-term expats in Busan, wanted to get into international teaching, and through our school, and there's been a route for them to do that, and that's not an easy route. Otherwise, it's back to your home country to do.
So they do the PGC online, and then the QTS or whatever through.
They do
the school, kind of.
No, they do a year PGC, which involved them teaching 2 days a week in school, and then doing all their coursework as well. So they taught as teacher trainees with a teacher. They were assisting in a class, but they have to teach basically full time for 2 days. The ones that are doing the best. PGCE courses did 10 hours a week, which is 2 full days of teaching for a year, and then I was able to offer them a job after that. So I'm pretty proud of that our school have helped a number of teachers start their teaching career.
You can kind of not mold them, but you can show them how your school works, so they're not coming from a different system.
That's good. Well, I always like it. I like young, enthusiastic.
And just in terms of being connected in the community and being able to support the community in that way. They are.
and they're turning into great teachers, and it's been very successful. And a few of one left the school, was gone live in Jeju, one's leaving to move on to do different things, but they've been successful. It's been a successful thing, and they've become great teachers.
Good.
I'm very proud of that.
When you're doing interviews, what are the qualities you look for in a teacher? You mentioned young, enthusiastic. What's the when you're interviewed? Do you do interviews? Yeah,
of course.
You and
I've interviewed. I'm hired. It's not good noise, is it? I've hired. Yeah, I've interviewed and hired a teacher who's starting the school starting in August.
Sure. Do you have any? I've done interviews for the college, and I hear some of the questions that the Koreans ask, and not really my style. But do you have any go-to questions that you?
I don't have go-to questions. I don't have
no curveballs.
No, I hate that. I hate that kind of style of interviewing. It's got to be a conversation. You've got to find out who these people are.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm not asking them difficult questions. Or gotcha, catch it out kind of questions. Sit and talk to me about. If I understand who you are and what you're trying to achieve, and I support what you're trying. I understand why you're here at my school and why you want a job here, and you can explain that to me clearly. And you're obviously, I'll get implications from enough people that are qualified with experience.
Sure.
That's CV kind of stage.
How are you going to fit into the plan?
If you fit in with us, and you look like a person I could spend time with, and you speak confidently about what it is you're trying to achieve, that's good for me.
I think in an interview, just being on the other side of the table there, you see so many Koreans come in with like all pre-prepared answers, and it's so weird to see 10 people in a row come in and like, why do you want to work here? And it's like ChatGPT. You just typed in the prompt and they just blurt it out.
I don't like that. I hate doing interviews. I think they're very forced situations, and most of them. If someone comes to my school, the first thing I'll do is I'll walk them around the school. I'll walk around the school. I'll give you a little talk. We walk around together, and I'm doing most of it during that time when we're wandering around the school having a chat. And then we have to sit down with the Mr. Kim and the board, and it becomes a bit more official. But
I got to tutor a girl for the next few weeks. She has an interview with Emirates, the airline there, and she's like, "Oh, what questions?" I said, "Listen, it does." I don't think your English level. She speaks well enough, but I said, it's your personality that's going to sell you. They don't care if you make a little grammar mistake. It's not the TOEIC test. You got to go in like you said, enthusiastic, and you have to have that energy or that glow about you, man. You can't go in like, oh, I went to this school, my dad does it, or whatever.
It's usually pretty. It's pretty quick when I meet someone fairly quickly. I think, okay, I can see you. I think I'd like to work with you.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too. You gotta pick someone that you're gonna be okay working with.
What kind of advice or tips could you give someone who might be looking at becoming an international school teacher? What path to follow, or what would be, IB, AP, this license, that license.
So the PCG.
How much experience is 6 months experience better than 3 months, or does it matter? Or
you're going to need to be qualified from your home country or in some way a PGC or an American qualification. Now, how you go about getting that is changing slowly. I mean, still the gold standard is to have done your teacher training at home and done a couple of years experience at home, and then you're going to come abroad in the IPGC, doing an online PGCE, and then getting a job in international schools, becoming more of a thing, which it should be. It shouldn't be shouldn't need to go back to your home country to do it. There's no international school qualification. That's the kind of missing part. And IB training is, you don't get a job with just IB training. So for the PGCEs, there's various levels of them, various different sort of standards that whether they'll get you a job or not.
Meaning you went to Harvard, you went to Princeton, you went to...
It's more like...
Or is there like...
You need to have one that requires, that does some in practice teaching, that has a practical teaching component. Yeah, the ones that the teachers that went through our school with, they did Buckingham ones, which required 10 hours of teaching, and it was a tough program. They worked hard at this.
So for those ones that don't require that, I mean, if you have alternate experience, whether that's Hagwon,
It's not going to get you a job.
whatever.
It's not going to get you a job in Korea.
Right.
Certainly, it's not going to get you the market.
It's tough.
There's
For you.
way-
It's
it's
tough
way
competition,
too
man.
much
Yeah.
Too many people want to come and work here. There's not enough schools. It's not going to get you a job. You could potentially get a job in international schools in
Developing
China,
markets,
developing
whatever.
market. Do your time there. Moreland it's now teaching now, isn't it? A lot of people do this now, and that's a way. If you get that and then get a couple of it, I think the qualification doesn't matter after you've got 2 years experience. No one cares where you did.
Yeah.
It's getting your first.
Getting your first contract,
Getting your first contract, and that would, I'd say, people came to do a PGCE with us, and then didn't get a job at our school. Whether that would be enough to get you into another international school in Korea, I'm not sure. I don't promise anybody that.
Yeah.
There are other ways. I know people that have got into international teaching in Korea through training in Korea. They've not left. It is possible. There is a way of doing it. Getting into IB is. It's a bit of a stupid catch-22. You need to be working in an IB school to do the IB training. And the only way to get is to be. But if an IB school wants you, they'll hire you, and then you'll do the IB training with them.
Yeah.
What about globally? How is the experience regarded? Taught in Kenya for 2 years. Taught in Honduras for 2 years. Taught in Japan for 2 years.
That would be seen as good, I think.
But
as long as you're doing
Japan 2 years, Italy 2 years, Honduras same.
Yeah, I don't. The country wouldn't make any difference. It'd be the school. They're a great.
But like you said, though, maybe easier to get in Botswana or somewhere.
It's gonna come down to your interview, man.
There's
If
some
you can
great
talk,
schools. There's some very competitive schools in some very
For sure.
very difficult countries. It is like there'll be the one school in.
But I mean, maybe I'm asking:
Dakar
is there a favoritism towards you got your experience in this kind of country vs that kind of?
I wouldn't say in terms of country there'd be any preference. They want to know you're at a rep. If I'm looking at your CV, I want to know what this school's like, and you might have to work your way up. People in the international school, if you go on Reddit, international school, they always talk about tiers. This kind of mythical. Is it a tier 3, a tier school, or a tier 1 school, and you have to work your way up through your tier 3 before you get to it. But it's a funny thing because I've never done any of this kind of what's missing from my CV. Actually, if I'm missing from my international experience, I've only done one. I've done one school. I'm principal at a school now, but I've not got my 3 years in 4 different countries.
Right.
As long as you're doing 2 years, do 2 years at each school as well. Don't do 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. That looks a bit dodgy. You're doing 2 years at a couple of schools. That 2 years is kind of considered.
I think that was Chris's big thing, right? Why he moved home. He said he didn't want experience just in one school. It's better to move around.
And the IB stuff. But is that presumably when you're doing 2 years, you're stepping up better schools each time?
That's how people manage
and you
their
probably
careers.
have to start in less popular markets, which are probably developing countries.
Yeah, there'll be a debate between whether you go for a good school in a difficult country or an easier school to work. This is the debate.
Yeah.
But most people would try and work their way up through.
But then it'll come down to the interview too. Everyone can have that base experience.
You're not going to get to interview unless you've got. Near it.
No, I mean if you have the 2 years, I think if you were in Italy or Japan or whatever, Botswana.
Yeah, but I think he's saying if your school doesn't match what they need, you're not going to get to the interview stage.
I don't know how often, if I see a few schools on a CV, how well am I going to be able to assess, unless I know that school. If I know that they're accredited, okay, that gives me a bit of a bump up. It's hard for me to know what kind of school this was, whether it was a great school, and opinions vary about which schools are great and which schools are not.
Right.
Yeah. Very nice.
Looking ahead, you said that your daughter might be moving on. If you're around or not around, where do you see the school in 3-5 years?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. The school,
or ideally, where would you like it to be? Or
it's tricky. The school's got to look at. This is the size it's gonna be. I think that the expat market is not going to come back in a significant way and bring hundreds of kids to us. We might get a bump up and down. We'll be between 40 kids and 80 kids and
Right.
something changes significantly, unless they do things
Yeah.
significantly differently, or the law changes, or the government get involved in some way. The school's going to be around that size, which is fine. It can bump along.
Yeah.
It can go along at that level. That's about break even.
Yeah.
I'm expected to break even. The company support the school in a lot of ways, but I'm generally expected to keep it at break even. It should. I'd like the school to. It needs to be more part of the community. I've done things to try and make it more part of. It belongs to Ulsan. It belongs to I've tried to invite people like you guys and your organisations down to use the facilities. I've tried to get involved with different charity organisations and school exchange programs. The school's looking at possibly changing name. We're going to change name and become Ulsan Hyundai International School.
Perfect.
Change to try and foster a closer connection with the Ulsan Council, and maybe there's something there that can push the school forward in that way.
I like that.
But otherwise, the school will always, I think, exist in some level. There'll be a bit of an existential crisis because we lose kids, and then we get a bit, oh no, we're gonna.
Yeah.
But it's hard. We are limited. There's a hard limit with the law about what we can accept. There's a hard limit on how many kids are in this market.
Yeah.
I think we should do more with scholarships and things like that, and opening it up to a wider range of people. I think
Are there currently scholarships?
No. Which is something which we don't have, which most of the schools do have.
Yeah, because I got kids from here who went to BIFs or whatever on scholarships, and
I can't speak to you. I can't. But that's something I'd push. I'd push for having.
Yeah, that's and we were talking the other day. How you guys have been really nice in opening your school on the weekend so we can host our events, and we thought, like, man, we don't collaborate enough, and we realized that we're kind of working on the Korean schedule around middle school exams.
A lot of the stuff works,
around the youth team, and I thought, we should be doing more with kids in your school. But
personally, I mean,
looking forward, that's something.
My daughter's coming up to. She's going into year 8, start of next year. She's got year 9 after that. After that, I've got a difficult decision to make where she's going to go to school, where that puts me. Yeah, I have to solve that riddle in the next year or two.
Yeah, well, that's it. Coming up for us too. I don't know. Tony's going to middle school in Korea, or is he staying home and gonna go work in a restaurant? Go wash some dishes.
I don't know, but that'll have an impact on where my kid goes next year. What if you could wave a magic wand and connect in different ways with the community? What are some things that if you could just snap your fingers and have them done, how would you connect more in the community?
You want regular?
If it's Ulsan Hyundai International School, and they said, okay, we want 5 programs, events, whatever. You guys lead the way. What anything that comes to mind?
You want to host stuff at the school? Do you want them off campus doing regular programs?
I think the company we did an exchange program that was organised by Hyundai recently, which was okay. We went and watched the football together. We did a team building exercise at school where I organised games and activities. We went and did a beach cleanup. We did a range of activities. That was kind of good. I think the resource that we have there, the building, should be used by a wider range of people in a wider range of ways. There's no reason why it can't be used at the weekend for something. There's no reason why, lecture things can't happen there. I don't know. Different events can be happening. The company, I think, should utilise the school more as a PR thing. Even the city can use it as a PR resource.
Yeah. Good.
We're always a bit way there in Donggu is another thing. We're quite we're way down the end of the peninsula there, aren't we? Yeah.
I think it's a tough job to have, balancing teachers, curriculum, extracurriculars, parents, all that. It's not easy, but you're doing it. And you're getting the experience, and hopefully they open up those regulations. I know 4 kids that are dying to get some international.
I feel it as well. It's the thing about international education that I don't like. He's
little
massively
exclusive.
exclusive. Who's going to afford to go there?
Sure.
I couldn't afford, even on my salary, I couldn't afford to send my kid to that school.
Oh, dude. Even if I could, you gotta wonder, like, just dishing out $50K a year for what? Yeah, I don't know. I just for like value, $50K. You travel the world.
Well, we speak about it before. Like how many guys we've known whose kids go to the schools in Busan, and some of them are back home as car mechanics, and some of them do go to Bowling Green and Ferris State and whatever, Harvard. Fine, but that's not necessarily the curriculum for all of them. It's just because your dad works here, so you go to that school. But they're not meant for IB curriculums. And lots of these guys, they get forced into it, and then, if they were paying for that, would they have sent them there? No, probably never, because that's not where they meant to be.
All right, let's cut that there. Yeah, we've exhausted the education here. So last week we ran a small weekend camp at Busan College for middle school students. Okay. And it was based on like time capsules and talking about past. And I asked all the teachers to give a memory of old Ulsan, and we had a couple good responses.
Old Ulsan.
Yeah. Do you have any old anecdotes? I mean, Jeffy's got running through memories of before Munsu Stadium was made, and they were running in there late at night one time before it was actually open. And
I can't go that far back, but yeah, I remember.
Like 2007 still seemed like I was late to the party, but looking back, it's changed quite a bit. It's changed quite a bit.
Yeah. I talked to the guys when I arrived. People were still talking about, you missed the good old days. You missed the highlight of the time in here. I just remember, if you look at where we live now. I live, Seoul. I live right on the coast, there, right on the harbour there, and I walk generally down into Daewangam Park.
Yeah.
You look at that area there. How that's changed. That used to be like Pojang matcha, soju, and all sorts of weirdness going on. It was great.
Yeah.
Now it's on coffee shops.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Yeah.
No doubt.
It used to be all that kind of areas.
Completely changed.
The bridge is not that old. How old's the bridge?
The colorful bridge?
Yeah.
The walking bridge?
Yeah. No, the
swing
Usan Daegyo?
No, Usan Daegyo. Yeah, the big bridge. That's 10 years old, maybe?
Yeah, maybe 10 years old.
10?
Yeah.
Can't be that old.
Can't be that old.
I remember before.
2018, maybe?
I remember before the tower.
Yeah.
Before
the traffic jams along coming off the Asano there, and the Asano could be backed up forever and ever.
Yeah.
It's certainly become a lot more gentrified around where we are, around the end of town.
Nate's got family in this week, and they commented on how clean it was. And we it kind of clicked in my mind. I was like, oh, man, it is quite clean. When we came here, it was a dump.
It used to be,
like just around these neighborhoods here, man. There was just
trash on the
piles of shit everywhere, couches and TVs and whatever, man. You throw anything out there, dead cat, whatever.
But also made me reflect on how dirty it's getting back home, and how the standard at home has just deteriorated like crazy. And they come here and they're like, man, it's so clean here. And that's what I used to think of Japan.
See, have you still got a point of reference with back home? Because I've kind of lost this completely.
I've been back
for so long. I don't think in England it's like this now. I don't know. I've lost any kind of concept of what.
Last time I was home, it was weird to see. There has always been some homeless. Like you could see, especially in Toronto, you could see lots. But going home and seeing just people screaming at the clouds at 2 in the afternoon with makeup smeared out like Joker style lipstick all over, just cracked out, literally smoking crack in the street at 11 a.m. That's weird to see. That's really weird to see it.
The guys here, one is a nurse visiting me, one is a nurse, one's a cop. He was on the forensics team for whatever many years. We were walking at Hyundai last night, and he's like, I'm walking bare feet, and I don't have to worry about stepping on any needles. And I was like, whoa. And same thing, like in the market, nobody, sure no one's going to steal my bag? And they're like, it's so safe here and clean and efficient. And And I was like, okay, maybe I am living the dream here.
People, I think, you lose track of. I was trying to mention at the little speech I did for your opening ceremony.
Right.
These Korean people forget there's a bit of pessimism about Korea and its future. You feel
Right.
you're nice. I live here. It's a great country to live in. And It's a great place to be, and I think that's getting a bit lost. People are a bit pessimistic and think Korea's a bad place to be. It is a great place.
I tell my adult students all the time, like, guys, look outside. Got a nice blue sky. No one's shooting anyone in front of this cafe. Just enjoy now. They're Ulsan's got nothing fun to do. I got to go to Busan. I got to, there's nothing good here. I'm like, man, this city's incredible. We got a wicked infrastructure, and I don't like I always complain about the same thing, but if you don't like that there's nothing here, we got a beautiful, solid infrastructure, lots of government support. Do something. Don't just complain there's nothing there.
I can debate any of my students. No jam Ulsan. Okay, let's go. No jam Ulsan. You tell me. And it turns out they don't have anything that it's the generation is no gem. Like, you sit at home on your phone all the time because there's nothing to do, but if there's stuff to do, you're still sitting on your phone at home. It's not there's nothing to do here.
No doubt.
There's everything to do.
I was showing this guy around on my bike, and I get quite proud. This you feel like pride, and this is I'll show you this country. This is great. This is great. He just came from Japan. I was like, oh, no, we've got this as well.
That's these guys. I said, hey, sorry if I sent you too many messages, but I'm excited to have visitors. This is my home, man. I'm proud of here. And she's like, because they're leaving on a cruise from Incheon, Jeju, and 10 stops in Japan. For what they met on, they both worked on cruises. They met 20 years ago on this boat. This boat's retiring, so this is their last chance to ride it again. 20th anniversary.
No pun intended.
That's why it's Korea and Japan, not a typical cruise route. But they were like, we are so glad we came down here, and this is going to be the highlight of our trip this summer. And you don't see anything. I did research for 2 months, and I didn't see Ulsan once. I'm like, no, you won't. And then when we went to Busan, I was like, you see, like, this is already overwhelming for me. There's too many people, too many cars, too much pollution. And like, this is why I like Busan. You live in the best city, and everywhere we went, and, it was fantastic.
Don't tell anyone.
I agree.
It's a great place. Yeah, I have no, unless I have to. I don't make plans about the future, but I have no desire. I'm not. I'm going to leave in 2 years, or I'm ever going to go back. This is where I live.
Yeah.
I could see myself retiring here and being here forever.
Oh, there's a good one, Nate.
Paduk in the park.
That's this guy's default. Paduk in the park. He's never played.
Well, you better join us.
See with the old guys.
You better join us at City Hall then and start pushing some reform for some more entertaining retirement plans here.
But it's the same, dude. I think the structures here, we gotta forge that path ahead. You can't just.
I want to retire in the country. This is the dream. I want to buy.
I think that's what all of us would say.
I want to buy electric. I want a little garden and a bit of field.
In 10 years, buddy, it's going to be like Japan, where there's 10 million empty homes.
Do you reckon though? I don't know. I mean,
I'd hold it.
What part don't you know?
I don't know that's because it's not.
You mean people are going to start having 10 babies each, or what?
But I don't think the real estate market goes like that. I think people hold on to these things. It's not happening right now.
There's nobody to hold on to them, though.
Yeah, but they don't sell them. We've got a little place. We got like 100 pyong and a 6 pyong cabin out by Unmun. And
Unmun Dam?
Yeah, just below Unmun Dam.
Me, I tried to drive my bike up there yesterday.
To Unmun Dam?
But hold on, my buddy did it. And there's one part where you go through a tunnel. Yeah, and then, I went up this way.
Yeah.
And I looked.
That's like halfway up Kaji-san. That's the
dude, I'm going up. I probably went up 5K. I looked at my navigation's at 24 kilometers left. I was like, I hate quitting. I hate when people quit shit. I was like, this is physically impossible. It's going to take me. I would have been late for this interview if I tried to get to the top.
I told him his navigation. There's no mountain that's 26 kilometers.
Where were you planning to go to? What were you trying to do?
I'll tell you. I'll find the address here.
On my recommendation.
I thought my buddy did it. Hold on. I'll tell you what it was here. Unmun. Hold on.
Unmun Dam's like 70 kilometers from here.
Oh yeah, it would have been 60 from here. 60. Hold on, I'll tell you exactly where.
But you have to go over.
Unmun Dam, Manghyangjeong.
But you have to go to get from here to there. You have to go up and over the halfway up Kaji-san, don't you?
Yeah.
You're about 400 meters up.
Well, so just
That's not 26 kilometers to get up there.
No,
wherever this was.
26, there's no 26 kilometer.
So you'd be on Jiri-san.
Yeah, wherever this one was. Hold on a sec. It was like 1,500 meters of elevation. It was insane.
There's no 15 meters of elevation. There's no mountain that high.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know where this thing was taking me, but it said Unmun something. Oh my god! And I just said this is insane. So I just turned around and did ended up doing another route.
Oh, you out there? Did you went all the way out to Anyang and?
So I went like halfway up that mountain. Then I just said screw it. And I went to Tongdosa and then back down to Asanlo and then back here. It was about 115.
That's a serious bit of bike riding, isn't it?
Sure. Start at 4:30.
He had the new frame there. He was cruising.
Start at 4:30 in the morning. It was just cruising. It was cruising, man.
I think that countryside, like Jeff's got one out there now, and Marty is moving back from Texas this week. Maybe supposed to land tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's looking for a place in the he was here. He moved back to Texas, finished out 10 years, 12 years there in IT. Now he's coming back, and he's looking for countryside. And I think, hey, if you could fish, ride your bike, if there was the social, I tell him like this, if there was 10 of us, or we were all within like 30 minutes of each other, or
okay, maybe we'll commune.
Or you know, but that's
this is step one of trying to bang your wife.
Lots of the countryside here, they have these plots, and then it's like house, and you kind of, if you don't get along, it's a problem, and it happens a lot here with the new developments in the countrysides, but. Yeah, I think it doesn't. If you're out in Zhengzhou and I'm out in Anyang and you're not seeing anyone, like, man, I don't know if I could live in that much isolation.
I could. I'm kind of a homebody kind of guy. Yeah.
I love, dude. I'm an introvert. Absolutely, I love.
But I don't
being
know.
home.
Say that real estate market. I'm not sure it's gonna go Japan empty house kind of prices down. Around our little thing. There's half the houses around there, but none of them are on the market.
The thing that worries me here is that I saw one sign like 10 years ago. It just stuck in my head. Where it's like kind of new neighborhood development, all new houses, and then they buried some nuclear waste next door, and you're like, oh god damn it! You know, you dump your house money into a nice place, you think it's good, and then they.
But me and my wife play trading. We watch the. She sends me a video. What do you fancy this one? He sends me a video of a house in the country. And we look at them.
There's some really nice ones, man.
I think you can get.
And they're fairly reasonably priced.
A couple of £100 of land and an old little house for like York, Samo.
Yeah.
Around that price, that's doable.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Out by my in-laws now, Namchang area there, there's the abandoned places are popping up. Yeah. And there's like ghost houses, run down, roofs caving in, and I don't know if like what happens. Does someone buy that? Does the government take it over?
I heard you can get land? Like if you put a giwa, like the traditional roof, the government will kick in huge cash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm thinking of throwing one on this door over here. Huh?
I think you should buy. The option was to have a flat in town, but then buy a couple of £100 with toji. You know, just the you cannot build a house on it, but put a cabin on it.
Yeah.
We have a 6 pyong thing, and that's below the size of being registered as
it could be like a quality.
Listen, my uncle-in-law
maintenance thing.
He's got one of those green Quonset kind of stationary buildings or whatever they could. They tell them they're semi-temp or semi-permanent, but these addresses are freaking living in there, hosting parties. Like you got to see this thing, and he's got like a double container under there on the bottom, and it's got 2 bedrooms and running water, and then he's got the loft up top. And like, this is all just hidden under this green Quonset, farm greenhouse or whatever. Like, this guy's got luxury under here, man. And hey, that's his second place, and it's deadly. Yeah.
I didn't know you all shared this dream. You all want to go live in the country.
Oh, dude.
I'm from the countryside, man.
This is garden, man. You gotta have a bit of space around.
Ulsan's like New York for me. That's why living by the park there. I get the park, and there's everything shuts down. 9-10 o'clock is quiet, nothing going on, and I'm okay. But I can't live anywhere else like that.
I like
too many people.
I like this area here. I think you're still close to if you want to go to mountains. Munsu's 5 steps just over here next to the park.
Munsu's close. Grand Park's close.
Yeah. We still got full Onyang's just.
But I think it's part of the
otherwise,
city, right? Taewa's there. Like we always 10 minutes away from any kind of green space you want.
Do you think you can go full countryside here?
100%.
Yeah.
I would. I think Jeffy doesn't do enough. I'd be working 18 hours a day, garden, painting, eaves trough, roof. That's what I.
Mine's just too far away. So about an hour. It takes me about an hour to get there in the car. It's just I can't grow vegetables there because I can only go once or twice.
I tried to.
So tell me what you're looking for, and I'll start looking for the plot, and then I'll start recruiting guys for. We'll have our bocce court making sausages once a month.
I know where I'm going to be living here, but once I get a job, when I know where I'm going to be set up for the time it takes my daughter to get through international school, then I think
he's the best sausage maker in the south here. What do you guys add in breakfast Berkshire sausages or something? We got to mix in there.
Nate told me the name of it. What's the standard sausage name? Cumberland.
A Cumberland.
A Cumberland.
Sausage man Seoul. You don't get your sausages from this guy.
I make them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you not Facebook paging this now? Sausage.
You know what? Because
you got to join the commune plan, buddy.
I'm scared.
We're recruiting guys for our plan.
I'll send some over. I don't.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
On Facebook, Sausage Man Soul.
Yeah.
He must be knocking out hundreds of pounds of sausages a week.
Gavin Sausages. He's another guy.
Yeah. No, that's. I'll make some.
And the guys over here. Been the guys over here.
Just don't call me with Beapa. I don't want any no lawsuits.
You know the City Farm guys over here?
No.
Yeah, him too.
That's like that plastic, isn't it?
What are you talking about? He lived in Germany.
Yeah, but I'm saying, isn't what
he's
sells
making plastic sausage?
Sausage.
Isn't that the?
No, it's all handmade. Everything. He's
I thought you said it was like green sausage that they throw in like budachiga. They got real.
No,
they got real sausage. How much does he charge?
He's got a little bit of everything. Well, I'll show you the site after.
What's Sausage Man and Soul there? How much do they charge for a kilo or?
I don't know what is a kilo. It's expensive. 30,000 more.
Yeah.
A kilo?
For a pack of sausages like that.
That's probably 500 grams. Because the meat cost is probably 20. If you
sausages. Sausages.
We'll do once it cools down. It's gonna be not in the sweltering heat, but we'll do. Yeah, I'll have the guys over.
But I think that'd be deadly if you had a few different nationalities making a few different kinds of foods and.
What do you think goes in a Korean sausage?
Korean sausage?
I had a couple of my students over.
You say curry or Korean?
Korean. And they're
like Korean sausage.
That's what I'm saying.
It's cat meat, isn't it? That cheese thing?
Not that shit. I mean, like if you actually made a sausage with Korean flavors, what would you put in? And I had a couple of students.
It'd have to be pork and
gochugaru.
I thought about doing like ramen soup or like putting some buldak. But the ladies I had over, they said like, no, you gotta put channyang gochu and garlic. And I don't know if you had some like chamgirum in there. Or I bet there's a nice combination of
sausage out like
bulgogi.
Belly pork.
Well, you use shoulder you use pork shoulder for the meat, but I mean just like the
or like a bulgogi sausage.
I guess you can do that too. It's like ginger garlic. Yeah, that'd be all right. I'm gonna try that out. Any tips for me going from Seoul to Busan?
Watch your bald spot
in this sweltering heat.
I think that the heat's going to be an issue more than it was on the East Coast because you're not going to have the breeze. Just look at what the day you went. There's the Seje, which is the high pass in the middle of the.
How that's not as bad as Unmun Dam, I think.
It's about that high, yeah. Yeah. It's a good climb. So how are you doing it? How many days?
I don't know. 5 days maybe.
You only went 5 or 6. 6 I did it in 6, and that's about 100 per day. We took the bus from here. We got to the East Seoul bus station, and then you're going to go down to Yosu. Are you camping or you pensioning?
Hotel probably.
Hotel. Yeah.
I've watched a couple of the videos on online of people who do it, and they give little snippets of every day, and it looks. I mean, a lot of it's very similar to just going out to Onyang.
I'd watch your water though. You're going to be there's significant stretches where you're going to be.
But he's got a camel pack, so
you're going to need.
I'll be sucking his straw.
A significant amount of water, and you're going to be away from convenience stores for. You could be like 10, 20 kilometers away from a convenience store, and so you're going to need to make sure you've got enough water with you.
See, when I do my morning, yesterday for example, I'll ride 3.5 hours before having any water.
That's not good, man. You know.
I know. I hydrate before. Like I'll pound a liter before, but just I kind of want to push into that uncomfortable zone and know where my limits are, because I can feel my calves starting.
You're a fit guy. You're not going to struggle with it. What do
you do for any salt replacement? Do you take any salt tablets or just a handful of Himalaya?
Chloe Sweat and a pack of crisps.
Okay.
Get some ramen and eat at lunchtime.
Yeah.
I struggle for food. I mean, food is not easy. He was the guy I was riding was a vegetarian, which isn't help. Up and down the coast is.
Buddy's girlfriend's a vegetarian. She's not coming back.
Up and down the coast is just crab, and it's crab.
Yeah.
It's mini crab restaurants.
Yeah.
He's thinking, well, we'll pull in here, and maybe I'll better get some. It's just going to be snow crab restaurant. Whey chips.
So what does he eat?
But he was fully packed up, so he had rice.
Okay.
Gochujang and stuff.
Finding
a restaurant to eat together was tricky.
My buddy's girlfriend's coming. She's vegetarian. I was like, what about like fish broth? Because 90% of shit.
This is vegetarian. Don't worry about
it.
Yeah, that's what I say. Just don't tell them.
Guarantee this. It's entirely vegetarian. Is it? Any stew is going to.
I'm not going to give her any dog meat or anything, but
no.
Let's.
We used this Agoda app just to book motels.
Yeah. That's Agoda's good. I've had really good experience with them.
50,000 we're paying.
Beautiful. I'll sleep on the floor. I don't give a shit. Give me some aircon. How much different changes of clothes do you bring? Like the one you're wearing, one you wear at night, you wash it in the sink, let it dry.
You're wearing like your sports stuff. That dries
fast,
yeah. Stamp it around in the shower, dry. I had like 2 t-shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of socks, 2 pants.
Perfect.
So I carried absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Some tools and a credit card. Still killing me on these hills.
All right, it's wild. He's got a nice bike, I would imagine.
Yeah, like round the world kind of steel framed.
Jesus.
Corner roof type thing.
Some of the ladies I teach, they're talking about their husband's bike, $20,000-$30,000.
Yeah, there's some silly bikes you see right now.
And dude, you see the guys, they don't want to paint everyone in the same corner, but like driving up and down Tewa, even yesterday, there's dudes like Scott is a pretty expensive brand from what I see. A bunch of guys are like Team Scott sitting down having darts, smoking, just sitting around having a smoke. Drove a $10,000 bike to the.
Would you ever have those like lean bars?
Aero bars.
I always think like riding down the Tewagong, and I'm like, man, if you had to go like 100K like this, you just want to just lean on this thing and give her. No.
I want to be more upright than if you're doing like long distance. You want to be more.
See, that's why I got like
a sheet of plywood going down the road.
If you get too late over, you're going to get back trouble. Yeah. I started looking into like e-bikes the other day. Or it's kind of, I want to keep doing this for the next 10, 15 years, and it's going to get hard. So you can get little things you clamp onto your seat frame, and a little wheel, so you can convert your bike.
I've seen those. Yeah. I think one of those on Shark Tank, wasn't it? I think I saw one of those on Shark Tank.
I've seen them pop up on social media now.
E-bike.
Yeah. My buddy just bought, I guess what you call a hybrid, where you can pedal, and when he's going to Unmun Dam, he just motors up.
I think you'll have a great time on that. Seoul Busan is a great bike ride.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I was super worried in March when we decided to do it, but I think I'm ready.
I think you physically watch. Don't underestimate the heat.
We'll go early in the morning, but I'll hydrate.
I think you're way overthinking it just because Ryan Estrada's done it on his father-in-law's bike.
Yeah.
If you can, you get up early and do it.
Yeah.
It's a shame you can't get a pension for the middle of it. You can do short-term stays, can't you?
What's that?
So love motels.
I thought you could do like, if I was to do the East Coast one again, I'd get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and ride until 11. Yeah. Spent 3 hours in a pension, 3 hours in a motel, in the middle of the day sleeping, and then get them to ride again.
Cruise again.
You miss out that middle point of the day.
Croydon told me to do that, where he said he would go, just stay in a coffee shop, crush some cold drinks, and then get back on the bike. But I don't know how I planned on doing it. Was just crushing the ride early in the morning. Start 4:30. Ride till 8:30. Take a break for some water. Another hour or two. That should be maybe 5 days.
You know about 6 hours moving time.
Oh shit! Yeah, I did almost 5 yesterday. and that my ass was getting a little chapped. I got.
What do you do for that?
I never struggle with that really. It's not, my ass has not been a significant problem. I don't wear padded shorts. I just wear normal shorts, normal pants.
I got
Vaseline.
Vaseline. Yeah.
Big handful of Vaseline on the.
Where?
Between
Right.
Yeah. You know, funny enough, kind of embarrassing, but I on this guy. I had 2 rides when it started getting really hot out, where I was driving, dude, and my shorts were hitting just the top of my shaft. I came home, I almost burned it off. It was bad. And then
put a cast on it before you leave.
Still online.
Yeah. But I had to, and I ordered chamois crepe.
Yeah, that's what people wear.
But it was going to take too long to get delivered, and I just threw some Vaseline on there. Beautiful. I thought it was going to be like all sticky and gross in the shorts, but it's totally fine. So I'll bring that.
Well,
Big scoop.
Oh yeah.
When we doing the marathons way back when we started, and I was like, man, my nipples are gonna fall off. What do these guys do? And then I learned, like, these guys got Band-Aids on them or tape on them, and then I learned, like, oh, that's how you avoid that problem.
Yeah. Not the first.
Tricks of the trade.
I mean, hesitantly, I Googled, like,
burnt shaft.
Burnt shaft. I burnt a beg one size. Beg one size. You know what? I did it twice in a row, man. I did it on the Sunday. I was like, oh,
rotated it over, just turned it over there.
I tried to tuck it in.
Have you got like cycling shorts?
I just had regular shorts on, but it was like 60K in, and it just.
Yeah, you got like a cut circulation thing.
I got like no, it didn't turn purple or anything. It was just
Isn't that what the hole in the seat's for? To prevent that?
Cutting circulation. I'd only throw I throw the rubber bands on at night.
It's gonna rain next week.
Next Monday, yeah. Next Monday, but no, it was just like, again, it was just rubbing, and I was like, should I turn off now? Should I keep going? But anyways, Vaseline is sort of.
That's why they have those supports of massage on the trail, isn't it?
What's that? That should. Yeah, whatever. We set off ideally next Monday morning, unless it's calling for like brutal rain. Then I'll stay here for an extra day and then maybe set off Tuesday. But we got a couple days grace period before I got to be at work the following Monday, so should be okay. But anyways, Dan, thank you for coming, sharing all your knowledge with us.
Give us the handles and the sites or whatever for anyone interested in checking out the Foreign School.
Hyundai Foreign School.
Are you guys on Instagram or no?
HyundaiForeignSchool.com. Yeah, we are. #Hyundai Foreign School.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I got you.
HyundaiForeignSchool.com
Facebook
is the web page. Yeah, mostly Instagram, but.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. All right, dude. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.